Guys out. Decoy.
That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the land finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with a machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components for dynamic overclocking. Ramp up boot times, game loading, and overall system responsiveness with optional RAID 0 SSD configurability. An RGB LED backlit mechanical keyboard lets you program each individually lit key to create customized key maps that switch seamlessly between games. With 2.5mm travel and in-key rollover, you can take out your competition with more accuracy and precision. Designed for extreme immersion, DTS Headphone X technology comes built in for surround sound experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. With the addition of a VR headset, gamers can step inside a completely immersive world for an elevated gaming experience. Single-panel access to key components makes serviceability and upgrading easy, so you won't be sidelined or held back on your road to supremacy. It has a brushed aluminum finish on an armor-like chassis. A jet fighter-like construction with hidden lift hinges ensures you're always at the ready. And with striking lighting effects and see-through window to components, others will know too. Unleash your fiercest gameplay anywhere with the extreme performance of the new Omen X laptop.
Welcome everybody to another edition of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Masters League summer season going on. I'm your host Vagish Godslayer Bhan, and joining me as usual is this amazing woman, Zara Angela Gonzalez, the go-to person when it comes to analyzing Clash Royale and Dota 2. Well, we have her on board with Nordvin Gaming. In fact, since I've mentioned the name Nordvin Gaming, how could I do this? A huge shout out to our amazing sponsors, Women by HP, HyperX and Intel, and the people presenting it to you, Nordvin Gaming and ESL India. So, ladies and gentlemen, like any other day when it comes to esports and Indian esports on top of that, and specifically talking about Indian esports, ESL India Premiership, we have brought to you guys another new revised, remixed edition, because new players, new day, new players. Clash Royale, Dota 2, CSGO, all three games, fresh stock out of our, how do I say, what is the word? I'm forgetting it. What, fresh stock?
Kitty?
Out of a kitty. Yes, thank you production. This is the reason why we wear headphones, so that production can tell me the words which I forget. So many words, so less time, so much of esports. Much wow. All right, so Angie.
Yes.
What do you think about today's Clash Royale game? It's going to be pretty interesting. Beast is there.
Yeah, that's the most exciting part. I mean, he's again going to come out and showcase his skills against Jimit. Now, he's not played against this player before, so I'm hoping that Jimit pulls something out of his kitty and is able to kind of show Suteekshan that he can be not only beaten by Mukul but also by him. He is, of course, considered the dark horse of the tournament even in 2017. So if he continues with this kind of performance, I'm hoping to see whether Jimit will be able to pull something off. As of now, he is struggling, though. He's sitting 10th on the leaderboard. True. And he's only managed to get 2 victories of the 7 games he's played.
So then quickly, let's take a look at Jimit Bhatt first of all. Let's put a face to that name. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Jimit Bhatt. I like that mullet haircut, dude. If only I had hair like him, and if only my dad didn't say, "Beta, jao, ji lo apni zindagi, uga lo apne baal," I swear I would have grown a farm of hair. Sadly, it's turning white, and it's becoming lesser. Sooner or later, I'll turn into metamorphosis. It's like how, you know how a caterpillar becomes a butterfly?
Yeah.
There's that stage of like metamorphosis where you become the cocoon.
Yeah.
I think I'm going through the cocoon phase. If it doesn't come out right, I'll become like a sastadi.
Well, let's not get to that.
Well, that's Jimit Bhatt. What do you have to add on to that guy?
Well, Jimit is from Mumbai and he's been playing the ESL India Premiership for quite a while. He was there in our 2017 edition. He's also made it to the LAN finale, but not really been able to secure much for himself. But this year it seems different for him. He's sitting 10th on the board, but he's got quite a few games to still play, out another 4 games. So he'll be able to secure his place in the Masters League, but I really doubt he'll be able to make it to the LAN finale this year.
All right, then let's quickly take a look at his opposition here. We're talking about Suteekshan Joshi. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's Suteekshan Joshi. And in case if you caught me doing this, I was just settling my hair. Nothing
I find that crown on his head very interesting.
What?
Yeah, as Suteekshan said, if you just look at the crown, it does not suit a beast. I think we should make one with like a little bit more of tattered feel
No,
to
but
it.
then what we could have given him was the elite barbarian crown.
Yeah, something
that
like
would
that.
suit him pretty well. You're absolutely right. Good
I
call
think we
there.
should
Good call,
work
Angie.
on
Good
better
call.
crowns for our players.
I now know who to refer to if my graphics person is
Yes.
AWOL. Angie, production, please take note. Nordvin Gaming people watching this stream, please take note. We have new graphics consultant. No, I'm just kidding.
So
Annoying you, man.
as we talk about this player, he is sitting 2nd on the board. He's only
Indeed.
taken 1 loss for
Indeed.
himself, that against Mukul. And apart from that, I mean, he's going splendid. He seems very secure for himself. He is going to make it to LAN finale. I have no doubts about it. His favorite card, of course, is the Spear Goblins, unlike Jimit, who's the 3 Musketeers. So let's see what these 2 players have already picked and banned. If you see the stats as of now, the Beast sits at 4,400 trophies, meanwhile Jimit is sitting at 3,900. I think he's trying to move down a little bit to collect cards. I think one of the reasons for his low count in trophies could be that. If you look at the bans as of now, we see that Jimit has gone ahead and bagged out the Goblin Hut. Now that's a good ban because Suteekshan does like to play it, but nowadays he's started replacing the Goblin Hut with the Barbarian Hut. So it's possible that he could opt to play that, while Suteekshan is just going to ban out the Minion Horde. That also says that he wants to play the Giant, because the Minion Horde is normally there to counter big cards like the Giant, the Balloon, and things like even the Lava Hound, as a matter of fact. But Suteekshan also uses the Inferno Dragon against really big cards, so I'm hoping that it's mostly a Giant card that he wants to play in this matchup, due to which he's quickly banned out that Minion Horde. So yeah, that would be my analysis as of now for this game. I'm hoping to see if Jimit takes this one, because I mean, he really needs to win more games, and I really want to see more people.
I think anybody below the 6th position on the standings table needs to pull up their socks and their pants and title the belts, because if they don't do that, sadly, we'll not be able to see them at the LAN finale, and more sadly, if more sadly was a word, we won't be able to see them on the live stream, because
we won't be able to see them in the Masters League, which is really sad to say. They are not going to be playing much. Yeah, but this, I think, Jimit's 3rd game on the live stream.
Still has room, still has leg space. I mean, you can definitely improve on your game.
Yes.
If you're playing all the biggies right now, you still have so much of space to play all the people on the lower rungs of the standing table. So that gives you enough leverage to better your score. It's always there. I totally agree with you on that. In fact, now we will be heading off into the game, but before we actually head off into the game, huge update, Angie. Our caster, our esteemed caster, the gentle giant, Gautam Workaholic Virk, who's going to be casting this game. I took 1.5 years to defeat this guy. Finally, I've been able to. Today, I defeated Gautam Workaholic Virk in CR. And we'll have a showdown once again.
And it took you 1.5 years.
In 1.5 years. That's how good he is.
All right.
Diligence, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we need in the Masters League. But for now, let's head off into the best of 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is a beautiful Sunday evening here in North India, exactly in Gurgaon actually. And we have an excellent match between Beast and Jimit. Beast has been an absolute beast, and I love saying that, by the way. Even though he's lost 2 matches or 1 match. Production, could you help me out? Has he lost 2 matches or 1 match already? He has been dethroned from his undefeated streak, so that is going for him. However, he is still a monster to play against, and I don't expect nothing less from him. This game, it's either going to be completely one-sided game, or Beast is going to be taking it pretty far to the end. So I've just got a confirmation of production that it's only 1 loss. He's lost 1 single game, and that we got to saw a day before yesterday. So there was very nice game to finally see him lose a best of 5. But that's okay, you know. It's always good to have a loss. You know, going perfect into every series, it's gonna be putting more and more pressure on you. I gotta tell you. But Beast, man, he's a force to reckon with, and he's absolute crazy how well he plays and how well he, you know, dismembers his opponents one piece at a time. So here we go. We've seen Beast is using a very interesting deck here actually, where he has the Dark Prince and he has a Hog Rider there to try to do damage to his tower, and he's going to be defending this all with the Nado and with the Tombstone and a Fireball also. So he has all these cards to defend, whereas his main focus is to get the Hog Rider across the river, and well, in this case not a river, it's just a pile of wires. So he's going to get that across, try and get some damage done. Now Jimit needs to kind of start pushing towards the left, because he's kind of noticed all the damage his tower on the left has taken. So he needs to start pushing more on the left. So I want to see now Beast, does he switch focus while defending, or will he keep pushing the same way? A poison comes out to tackle that graveyard. A very nice Nado, bunching all the units together and slowing them thanks to the Ice Wizard there. So very well defended. You saw Beast. Beast has been an absolute beast at defending these pushes. And he does that so well. It's always nice to see how well he defends. He will be pulling down a nice golem to protect against this. And here comes the Hog Rider. The Hog Rider's job is to get a hit on the tower, and he will manage to do so. His job is done. He's got a single hit, but that's all it is needed there. We're going to go into overtime soon, 15 seconds left on the clock. Jimit struggling to get much damage on the tower, by the way. So let's see if he gets anything done. But over and over again, there's just a lot of defense coming in. Very well placed units. You know, his units are not coming anytime before they're necessary that they need to come out on. So here comes the knight, the Dark Prince, not able to get a hit either. Very well defended there, by the way. And another thing that you guys have not noticed, Jimit, even his magical archer is not able to get a few hits. And Fireball, I think another Hog Rider, well placed, should be able to close the game. But he needs to be able to defend to this big pushes. The whole point is defend high-level pushes like this, because Beast has just been absolute beast. And push counter-attack with a Hog Rider. In this case, he doesn't need the Hog Rider. He's just going to fireball it away. One more fireball will close the game, but here comes the Hog Rider, and here comes the last finishing blow there. Closing the game 1-0 in favor of Beast. Jimit not having a great answer to what his opponent has, and Beast securing the first victory there. This is 1-0 in favor of Beast. Best of 5, so a lot more games to go, and journey has quite not come to an end. We'll soon be rolling into game 2, but before we get to that, this is the ESL India Premiership and powered by Omen by HP, but we'll just go into the game because game 2 is live. This is game 2. We've seen some switch around. Jimit is kind of gone for a Hog Rider. He has Royal Guard for defense and plenty of units on B sides as well. We're going to see how things pan out, and we see a Lava Hound on B side, so this will be quite interesting. So here comes the Mega Minion. Oh, Tombstone first coming out, and the Mega Minion is also out. Nice value out of the Fireball, but the Hog Rider will not be able to get a hit. Too bad for that Hog Rider. Was not able to get a hit off. And Beast has gone for the Lava Loon deck, and his opponent has no idea. Does he have the right units to defend? Yes, well, he has Inferno Dragon. That will help him, but let's not forget, Beast has a Zap. Now counter pushing with great units there. He's pushed out to the left, and he's gonna actually lose that tower. No fireballs it down, but Lumberjack just does a lot of DPS. Very well defended actually, by the way. A Zap should be coming out soon to stop that Inferno Dragon. No, decides to save it. He spent a lot of elixir to defend on the left hand side, so he decided against trading elixir here because he knows he's behind, and putting that Zap down would not have put him in a better position than he was already in. So here comes the Hog Rider, not going the way he wants to go. Hog Rider is going to do a lot of damage. That Tombstone was just too, actually not only late, it was very far out. So not able to distract this. I think Beast might just end up losing this game purely because of misplay. Few misplays here and there. He tried to defend that push when he dropped down the Lava Hound, but it just cost him a lot. So here comes double elixir time is live. There's 56 seconds left on the clock. Beast needs to make something happen. Drops down the Lava Hound all the way in the back. This is a cue for Jimit to try to figure out either a defensive push or an offensive push. He's gone for both. He's dropped the Inferno Dragon on the right and a Hog Rider on the left, which will take away that tower. The balloon frozen by the Ice Spirit, with Hog Rider still alive in the base. The balloon will get one hit. Yes, he does get one hit, and also will do its death damage. And not able to do a lot of damage. 24 seconds left on the clock. This is looking very, very difficult for Jimit because the Lava Hound alone will not be able to close the game in the next 15 seconds. I believe Jimit is going to win the game 2 of this best of 5. And we are most likely be rolling into game 3 very soon. Here comes another fireball as well. 361 health left, 3 seconds left on the clock. This is good game coming out of Beast. Interesting to see him actually go for the Lava Loon deck. We've not seen a lot of people having a lot of success with that deck right now because a lot of people are using Nados and Inferno Dragons. They are pretty much in meta right now. So And Three Musketeers are also pretty well versed against these two units as well. So in any case, that was game 2. 1-1 is the score between Beast and Jimit. And we are now rolling into game 3. Very quick into game 3. Beast opting for a deck that I personally am a big fan of. He has a lot of cheap units, Bridge Spam, Fireball. And however, Jimit, we do see him carrying a defensive building there, Zap Tower. So he should be able to hold on. They have actually a lot of health, those towers. So they do a pretty good job. The Bandit might connect. Yes, it does connect. Does manage to do its dash damage. So which is good for that Bandit. Got his work done before giving its life away. And here comes the tower zapping away. And one of the zappies has actually gone fairly ahead in the field. And the ram does not connect either. So Fireball coming in does bring good value. Misses the Mega Minion completely, but that's okay. He'll have to either tank the Mega Minion or zap it, opting to tank it actually there. Good value coming out of the Mega Minion. Here comes the dash. Very nicely placed. Ice Golem does tank everything, does not let the Bandit do another dash. So good defense. Jimit is playing fairly defensively, and what we have not noticed till now, he has an Expo in his deck. And it's going to be quite interesting to see that Expo come into action. The Dark Prince is not having a lot of success. Will be taken down. A Mega Minion coming across once again, but will be taken down before he gets to the tower. So quite a stalemate we are in right now, because both the guys are trying, not getting a lot of damage in. We are now rolling into double elixir time. Maybe we'll get Jimit. We might see Jimit finally put down the Expo now. But he needs to worry about this big defense that he needs to do right now. So I like how he places his tower, then places an Ice Golem in front to tank for the tower, and the push has been successfully stopped, but look at the counter attack. Look at the reaction to that Expo, by the way. Inferno Dragon comes out finally, and we see some damage coming in by the Inferno Dragon, but will be taken down. Nice connect on the right. A lot of units on the field, a lot of people hitting that tower, bringing it down to 708 health. Beast looks like he is in a great position. He could actually cycle some fireballs also if required. And here comes the Prince to defend. He will be charging across right now. Another tower being put down defensively there will serve as a great distraction for the Prince. Prince just does not like building. He's like, what is that building doing there? I must hit it immediately. Here we go. 3 minutes overtime has started. He has Fireball. Finally decides to throw it. Will kill the archers alongside, will do damage to the building. He needs to rotate at least 3 fireballs to close that tower. And here comes the Expo, and a Bandit will just dash across the water, the river. Then that Expo is completely wasted. This has put him in a great lead. The Ram might connect, does not connect. However, the Barbarians are still alive. Nice distraction, more fireball, lot of action. And this is GG. Game 3 going in favor of Beast. He's played very well, by the way, I must say. And I'm fairly excited on seeing him at the LAN event. You know, this is him playing in the comfort of his house, maybe sitting on his favorite couch or in his favorite bed, in his favorite position, and on his favorite Wi-Fi. And an ideal situation that he wants to be in. So, but the things change when you're at the LAN event. You know, your opponent is right there, and maybe he's looking at you, or maybe he's looking away from you. And you know, it plays tricks on your mind. You know, the panic sets in. Oh, guess what? There's about 500 people watching you also at location, and 500 people are watching you, you know, online, or 1,000 people are watching you online. Yes, and if you're playing in the Delhi winter finale, maybe it's 4 degrees Celsius in the morning. So maybe your hands are freezing. So a lot of pressure comes in. You know, it really kicks in when you're at the LAN event. And I've seen top tier players actually not do so well on LAN event. And we've seen over and over again, Arpan actually doing very well at the LAN event. So it'd be quite interesting to see these guys at the LAN. And I'm fairly certain Beast will end up making it to the LAN event. He's had an excellent run through the Masters League right now. All right, Beast opting for a fairly, I just see like bunch of spells and a building card on Beast side. So quite an interesting start he's had right now. So he's most probably will be putting a Tombstone first to get some cards out in the rotation. Will he most likely be carrying a Hog Rider right now? I would be fairly interested to see. Yes, I was correct. He has a Hog Rider. So this is going to be that defend, and get a Hog Rider in. So here comes more and more defense. And you can see how he's pulled these units together, because his job right now is to defend as much as possible while getting some value out of the Hog Rider and the Fireball. So we'll get to learn how to play this this particular kind of deck. So here comes the Hog Rider. He will get 3 hits in 1, 2, and 3. Yes, great value coming out of the Hog Rider. And now the ball is in Beast corner. He needs to be able to defend this push, and he has plenty of units in his way. The Tombstone fairly quickly taken down, but the Skeletons are fairly annoying. As you can see, these units are not great defensive units, offensive units, but he's using them very, very well defensively. And his only source of offense is the Hog Rider and the Fireball. So he is going to be getting as much value as possible out of those cards. This Bandit will survive and might able to get a dash across also. Very close, not able to get a dash in. And Hog Rider will get another 2 hits. This is looking bad for Jimit. He's going to be in a lot of trouble very soon because he's not able to get much done. He's not able to get anything done offensively. And his pushes are being stopped over and over again by the pesky Nado and the Tombstone. So I think he's probably feeling the pressure right now. Double Elixir time is now live. And Jimit has not particularly saved up a card till now that he wants to reveal till the end. And here comes another Fireball, bringing the tower health down to 900. And Beast is now mounting a defense. He has the log, he has the Nado. He could also pull in the Archer, which does not actually get pulled in because apparently he can't go over the water barrier there. So here it is. I think finally the Hog Rider should be coming in right about now. Will get few value hits, and Fireball also comes in. Hog Rider does not get a hit actually. No, that was a Fireball damage. From 900 it brought it down to 700. That was the Fireball, and Beast trying very hard to defend this push which has come knocking to his door. He's dropping the units right in place. The Bandit also distracted, not able to get any damage done. The Magic Archer will be taken down eventually. Finally, Magic Archer actually gets a hit on the Ice Wizard and on the tower, so bringing it down to 2000 health. But Hog Rider is the dangerous unit that you need to worry about right now. So he's holding on to that right now. So he's going to be opting for another defensive play here. Magic Archer was placed pretty well, however, just not hitting the right unit currently. Here comes the Hog Rider, and there's no one to stop him right now. The Bandit comes out. The Zap also comes out to help him out. But this is game over. 179 health left, and the Fireball closes it out. Beast. And I don't want to say the same line over and over again. Beast is playing like a beast, and he's cleared this game 3-1 in his favor. And he is going through all his opponents like a hot knife through butter. Yes. So, man, I'm really looking forward to seeing Beast at a LAN event. So good luck to him. Good luck to Jimit. Of course, you guys are doing fairly well. All you guys are in the Masters League. So keep playing. Keep improving. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 6:30 for Clash Royale again. But for now, we're pushing off to Counter-Strike and back to the studio with Angela and Vagish.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back again to the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership 2018.
Exciting game there.
Yes, Suteekshan beats Joshi. In fact, Jimit managed to pull off a game from, take a game away from, my apologies, take a game from Suteekshan beats Joshi. Could not win. Commendable, but could not win.
No, I've always seen Beast play like this. The first game he plays, he always makes sure he bags that game. And then the second game he plays, he'll just be like, let me try an experimental deck. If it doesn't work, I know I can win the next 2 rounds somehow. So in the second round, we saw that he opted to go for the lava and balloon, which is one of the reasons why he even banned the minion horde. But seeing his gameplay over time, I've realized that Beast has always been this very defensive player. And when he is able to sustain and very patiently wait in his defense, he plays a brilliant offense. So he is the kind of player who, you know, you need just 1 aggressive card and your rest 7 cards in your kitty are just all defensive cards. And whenever he plays like that, he kind of just takes the game without a doubt in his mind because he knows when to play what. He has done the mathematics in his head that, okay, my opponent has played this. I know that this is the right time for me to push. And when he does that push, he always gets through. In the third game, he again did something which he has done even in the previous segment. He copied his opponent's deck. So basically, if Jimit was playing the Battle Ram a lot, he's like, okay, this card seems to be very interesting to me. Let me give it a shot. So he'll take the Battle Ram, he'll take the Inferno, he'll take the Bandit, the Zappies, the Dark Prince, and see what he can do with it. And if it works in his favor, good. If it doesn't work in his favor, he's still like, I still have the Graveyard Poison combo, which always works for me. I also have the Hog Rider combo that works for me. And then to secure the game, he'll always go back to his first deck. That is his Hog Rider deck, which is a confirmation win for him because he knows Jimit gameplay by then. And he knows that he'll be able to get through it. But on the other side, if we talk about Jimit, his first deck was very interesting. It's what his strength is. The Bandit, the Inferno, the Dark Prince works well for him. The only thing he was missing out, I think, in all the 3 games was he wasn't getting a chance to play the deck the way he wants to. Even if we go to the game where he had the Expo, he didn't really get time to play the Expo because he was constantly just trying to hold his defense. And when Beast gets that control over his opponent that I'm not going to let you play your big card, you kind of always are on the losing end. And that is why most of the games over time, I have noticed that that's how he's been able to reach so high on the leaderboard and keep himself maintained over there.
It saves the best for the overtime, huh? For the great push
always,
overtime.
Always.
Guess who learned from Suteekshan beats Joshi? Saurav Das, our chief editor, should know better about it. But moving on, ladies and gentlemen, all this hullabaloo and furore has been brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel, and produced and presented to you by Northern Gaming and ESL India. We'll be back again with some really interesting CSGO. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the LAN finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with a machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components for dynamic overclocking. Ramp up boot times, game loading, and overall system responsiveness with optional RAID 0 SSD configurability. An RGB LED backlit mechanical keyboard lets you program each individually lit key to create customized key maps that switch seamlessly between games. With 2.5mm travel and in-key rollover, you can take out your competition with more accuracy and precision. Designed for extreme immersion, DTS Headphone X technology comes built in for surround sound experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. With the addition of a VR headset, gamers can step inside a completely immersive world for an elevated gaming experience. Single-panel access to key components makes serviceability and upgrading easy, so you won't be sidelined or held back on your road to supremacy. It has a brushed aluminum finish on an armor-like chassis, a jet fighter-like construction with hidden lift hinges ensures you're always at the ready. And with striking lighting effects and see-through window to components, others will know too. Unleash your fiercest gameplay anywhere with the extreme performance of the new Omen X laptop.
was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2 and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the land finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Seasons Masters League. Brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel, and presented to you by the lovely folks at Northern Gaming and ESL India. We have an interesting Counter-Strike Global Offensive game lined up. We have a match between Intencity Pune 5 and Portal Esports from Pakistan. Now, I'll tell you why. You know why? Angie,
Yeah.
you tell the people why it's interesting.
It is very, very interesting because both these teams have defeated Entity Gaming and are standing pretty strong. If we talk about Intencity Pune 5, even though they sit 7th on the board, they should be very proud of themselves because they have 3 wins and 2 losses for themselves. While Portal Esports, they are sitting 5th on the board and they have taken only 1 loss till now.
Yeah, they've only managed to secure 1 loss to their name. Apart from that, the team looks pretty, how would I say, full. When I use the word full, I mean it's like a well-rounded team. They don't have that many chinks in the armor except the sad pings which their country provides.
Yeah.
I totally believe that Portal Esports has the caliber to be the next Nasr Gaming.
Definitely. And I would also want to say that both these teams, I mean, whether you take Intencity Pune 5 or Portal Esports, they have been playing together for quite a while. Intencity have been playing together as a team from the past 3 years. And Portal Esports, on the other hand, have been playing together since 2016. So they have that thing that as a team, they're going to be performing pretty well. They're going to have great rotations. They know each other's gameplay. And that is a lot to play in a game of CS.
True. In fact, let's take a quick look at the first team in question here, Team Intencity Pune 5. All right, that's Intencity Pune 5. Now, I root for this team because I'm not talking about this game. Generally, why I root for this team is because A, they are a Pune-based team. My education was done from that city. It's a wonderful city to be. And if anybody from the stream who has never been to Pune, make it a point to go to that city. Trust me, the way you view the world around you will change. That city is so young, so full of life. It gives Bombay a competition on being lively. Trust me. And in fact, it was a fact. If I remember, till around last year, there was a huge talk going around that Pune was going to take over Hyderabad as the IT capital because a lot of IT companies are investing in the city. That's got nothing to do with the game.
Yeah.
Now talking about the team Intencity Pune 5, yes, you were right there. They've defeated Entity Gaming once in a surprise victory. Good one, boys. Now, I'm sure that was the how would I say, the blessing of Sheelavati, if you know what I mean. Sly. It's a Pune thing. They know what I'm talking about. I know what they'll be doing after that. But moving on, that's Intencity Pune 5 for you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's quickly take a look at the opposition, our neighbors from across the border, not so far away, but still considered very far. But we love them for their esports. I'm talking about Portal Esports. All right, our neighbors from across the boundary. I'm literally, Angie. I'm waiting for that day when esports, although it's going to be a medal event in the Asian Games, they're trying to put esports as a demonstration sport. Also, apart from that, I'm waiting for that day when you see how cricket happens. India, Pakistan.
Yes.
I mean, recently there was a scene. I think one of Pakistani bowlers created some furore at the Wagah border.
Yes.
He was not being like disrespectful. He was just doing as any countryman would do. Be proud of their country. It's how cricket is, right?
Yeah.
Cricket and football, for that point of matter. When you talk about Mohun Bagan in East Bengal. But when it comes to esports, I'm waiting for that day when people are literally going to chuck mice at each other from across the border. Ye le, mera mice tere mice se badhiya. Ye le, mera keyboard tere keyboard se badhiya. Take this, take this. I'm waiting for that. That would be a prime example of how well esports has grown to be taking over traditional sports like cricket or football, for that point of matter. I'm waiting for that. What do you have to add to that part?
I definitely hope that happens someday. Maybe after the Olympics becomes really, really big, there is a chance that esports will be given the same value. But cricket is cricket and football is football. The
and
numbers
CSGO
for
is CSGO. Trust me, if CSGO got the kind of attention we want it to have, wars would never be fought.
That is true.
Everybody would, in real life, wars would never be fought. It's like how ESL India Premiership went last year. Dekh lenge LAN pe. It's like, you don't like my country? You don't like my country? Aaja LAN pe dekhte tere ko. Tu aa LAN pe, bro. It's going to be like that. And it's so much more better. Peace around the world. Everybody wants peace. Nobody wants distraught and wars around them. Take it to LAN. Take it to a lobby. Create a server. If you don't have a server, I'll get my person. Swapnil Stakes there. We have him. Excellent person. He'll create a server for you. Go fight as much as you want to. Don't spread war. Don't spread hatred. Spread love. Spread peace. In fact, when you're talking about peace, let's see what map is this game going to be played on. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Inferno.
I think.
Yes!
Wow.
Yes! I knew it! I knew it. It's like how dumb luck happens, you know? Out of 25 games, it'll be one game which will be on trains, but the 24 will be played on Inferno. Always. Always. I realized sitting with Adi has made me think about how the teams are going to be working, and now I know which map. Although it doesn't matter. I mean,
yeah, it all comes
out of 30 matches played, 29 have been played on Inferno. I don't know what's the love with this map. But Overpass, Cash, and Dust2 got banned by Portal Esports. Intensity went ahead and banned Train, Mirage, and Nuke. Left them with Inferno. Very strat-heavy map. In fact, you know what? I'll let you guys see the map for yourself.
Inferno. This map is not like any other traditional CSGO map. It does not revolve heavily around mid-control. The two most important areas of control are the apartments and Banana. You lose control of either one of these areas and you're going to have a bad time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, that's about the map there, Inferno. If you really like the voice, please do give me a shout out on my Twitter handle at @PapiManav, because that Sasta David Attenborough voice cannot be found anywhere else but here. Angie,
yes,
let's come to you because you're my co-host and analyst. Yeah. Who are you going to root for?
I think I'm going to go with Intensity Pune 5.
Oh, IP5, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I know they are the underdogs coming into this matchup, but it's not like Portal doesn't have a little bit of issue. They will be playing in a ping problem. And Intensity Pune 5, after watching them play Entity Gaming, I think they've come in with a lot of grit and force, and they have something to prove.
They have a lot of resolution packed with them.
Yeah, and when you have something to prove, you kind of play your best. And the team looks confident. They look like they're going to go in the game. They're going to have that coordination. And they've practiced. Like you said, Inferno has been played so many times. If Intensity Pune 5 is able to break through Portal Esports, they're going to be proving as in now that ESL India Premiership is kind of theirs because they've already defeated the best in the country. And now they're going across the border.
Indeed. Well, if you had posed me the question, I think Portal Esports has I should not be saying this, but I think they have a greater control on a map like Inferno. Like I said, Inferno is a strat-heavy map. It's not just an aim-based pug map, right? So both the teams, I'm not taking anything from Intensity Pune 5 in this case. It's just that both teams are good. They are going to be at par. There's going to be a lot of bloodshed. When I use the word bloodshed, I mean mental bloodshed, because a lot of strats and counter strats will be like thrown left, right, center. I believe Portal Esports to have an upper hand somewhere when it comes to a very, very close encounter, strat-based play.
They do.
I believe that this is going to be a Portal Esports game. But let's hope for the best. May the best team win. In fact, our casters are ready. Our gamers are ready. So what are we waiting for? The game. Let's take you there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, or welcome rather, I'd say, to what's going to be game day. It is going to be PES facing off against Intensity Pune 5, a battle which, you know, just looking on paper would probably go the way of PES, but then Intensity Pune 5 has surprised all of us. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this, Adi? I'm sorry, I'm just blabbering on my own here.
Hey, yeah, I mean, I think that Intensity Pune 5 can surprise us just like they surprised Entity. So I'm really looking forward to this one. And now We already had the first frag coming out for Caramel. I was building him up, by the way, before this game. He had an insane game against Sanity Gaming on Inferno, in fact. And he's already got the first frag on the Pokemonster.
First frag indeed. He's still pursuing this kill. This is not that necessary, though. They've got the man advantage and is pushing in on his own. However, now backup has arrived and it's all on Feint. That's worked out perfectly for Intencity Pune 5. Feint needs to go ham, but Caramel will find another frag for himself. It's going to be retake time. They do have the kit in the hands of Criminal, and he will find a frag. He's got a smoke as well. So this retake is pretty viable, but the bomb is ticking away, and Trans is taking his sweet time to make his way towards the bomb site. This is not going to be easy, but Criminal, he's going to find another one, but gets caught out with a nade in his hands. That is so unfortunate. And now 2v3. Smoke has been deployed on top of the C4, but they got to get their butts there, and the kit is dropping no man's land as well. HSB is going to find RSN, and suddenly now it's a 2v2, but Reaper finds a frag. And there's all the HSB who gets the kill, finds the kit, but Mavis is there to clutch it out. Pretty back and forth with that retake, but Intencity looked like they were in complete control of that round.
Yep, and that round actually kind of excites me a little bit because of how back and forth it was, and the fact that it did come down to a 1v1 at the end, right? It means that both these teams are in it to win it, and that's a terrible pun. But
wordplay.
yeah, but Intencity Pune 5 anyways, picking up the T-pistol round, and that's a really important thing, especially on a map like Inferno. You want to take the economy control, and you wanna give the counter-terrorists a beatdown because, you know, they need their resources, they need the guns to defend, and it's a great start for them.
It is indeed. We do see Pokemonster with the Deagle, and one thing was when PES dismantled Entity a few days back, these Deagles were brutal indeed. They lost both the pistol rounds, mind you, but their force buys is so effective, and I think Intencity is going to be wary of that. And because of that, you can see how passively they're approaching this side. You see Caramel, Mavis. Look at the clock. It's 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining, and they still haven't really gone for any apartment control, nor have they gone for any banana control. They're waiting patiently for PES to make the first move.
Yep, and I actually find it foolhardy generally for terrorists to go for apartments control in an anti-eco, in a force buy, in an anti-force, because those pistols, they can close the range down on you. But Trans, he's gonna get wrecked by Never Give Up. He had the drop on him, but HSB replies back with a 1 of his own. He's trying. Feint gets another one as well. This is falling apart for Intencity Pune 5. They have the site, and now finally the trade does come in, and the bomb site is in control of Intencity Pune 5.
It's gonna be a flashbang rat that's gonna pop right in front of HSB. He won't be able to find anything as a flank is coming in. The wraparound from Criminal, who is gonna go the long route. He has a P250. Caramel with the great read is gonna peek out. Perfect shot from him, and this is gonna leave Pokemonster and HSB in a pretty unfavorable position. No kits, no nades, apart from their one flashbang to work with, so they will bid adieu to any hopes of trying to go for this retake. Although Pokemonster is still looking for some frags. Reaper is bleeding internally as well. Nice flashbang as he will make his escape, and Caramel will find HSB. So Pokemonster will survive. They have inflicted a lot of damage though, so I personally wouldn't be too surprised if PES went for a force buy here, Adi.
Yep, Reaper went down with the C4 as well, so he wouldn't be able to take that armor and the SMG into the next round either. In fact, it was a Galil on him, I think, as well, because he recovered it from one of his teammates, from his fallen comrade. But yeah, I mean, if I was PES, I would have probably force bought into this, but also considering that, you know, Inferno, you really need that economy. It's an economy-centric map, right?
Indeed.
So I don't fault them for going for this eco anyway. Pokemonster now flashed. He did try to get another 1 dig in there, but it's going to be denied for now. And Intencity Pune 5 again picking up the anti-eco, which is a good start.
That's true. The deep is deadly. It's already tagged down. Never Give Up, but Caramel will come to his rescue. He gets to kill. And you were speaking about how Caramel is. I'll be honest. I haven't really had a chance to know much about the newer players in the Indian scene recently, but you did mention that Caramel is a very, very solid operator, especially on the CT side, but he's being a pretty crazy aggro entry lurk on the T side. But then I take his name, and of course I jinx him. HSB gets a kill, and there's no one checking him. This is sloppy, as HSB gets another dink in. And now Criminal and Feint, despite having just P2Ks, they can they can do some damage. Your Criminal's going to swap over to the Deagle, and we all know how deadly he can be, but the nade's going to sail in right into his groin. Down to 60 HP alongside Feint, who's on 69. Smoke's going to bloom. Reaper is going to find Feint through the smoke. It's all in Criminal, I'm sorry, as he would be looking to find something with Reaper, just farming that cash as he picks up a triple kill for himself. A little sloppy from Intencity Pune5. They lose a couple of players they probably wouldn't have, but then again, it's alright. They just lose some SMGs. AK's coming out, and now we have the big green gun coming out for PES, for Criminal, and the M4s, and of course the FAMAS as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, Caramel couldn't get on the op himself as well, because of that economic damage put to them by PES in the first two rounds, anyways, in the past 2 rounds. And yeah, I mean, Caramel was instrumental with that AWP in basically dismantling Entity's defense and even their offense. And Caramel again taking down the op on Criminal. He makes it look easy.
Yeah, he's been impressing me, right? Aggression, winning these entry duels every single time. I mean, he's been really putting in the work, and you say that his strength is on the CD side with the op, so wow, I mean, what a player in that case, right? You have an entry frag on the T side, aggro lurk, and a dependable CD side offer. But in the meantime, Caramel is again gonna come running around the corner. He gets to kill Trans, though replies back, but he's all alone, all by his lonesome, and he needs to do some work. He knows there's a player above. From balcony, Zara looking the wrong way, and Trans, unfortunately, the spray will not hit, but Pokemon catches the cross. He will find Never Give Up. There is a player waiting for him, then he should be worried about that fact. It's going to be Maps in this shot, but he will, however, recover and gets to kill. It's all on Feint here, 1v3, and this retake looks unlikely.
Feint being spotted out by Mavis as well now, and yeah, I mean, he should just save this M4 and the armor. There's nothing he can do about it. Caramel, though, with 2 entry frags, one at the B-bomb side and then one at middle. He's systematically picking PES apart right now.
Yeah, I mean, and bear in mind, he's not really getting much backup in any of these entries by his teammates. I don't see anyone really flashing him in or him, you know, just trying anything fancy, just going in dry, no loop whatsoever, just bringing the pain to PES. And this is a surprising start, mind you, because the last game I saw of PES was the one I casted where, did I cast that? I'm not too sure. But the one where they completely dismantled Entity, right? So, Pune5 is looking pretty good. I mean, for a team that no one would have expected to do much damage, I think they're looking more solid than, let's say, the likes of War or even Iyati to a certain degree.
You kind of have to give Intencity Pune5 the credit where it's due, because they did beat Entity on this map, on Inferno, which is by far Entity Gaming's best map, right? So indeed, the veto, I think, has gone really well for Intencity Pune5, and they're showing it early game at least, that they know how to play this map and they're ready to play it. And now Feint is the only one with the M4, with the saved M4. HSB has got some armor and a deagle behind it, but otherwise, there's just some upgraded pistols on the PES side, and nothing much to offer this round. So things, it's probably going to be a 5th round for Intencity Pune5, unless Feint can go mental right now.
Feint stuck on by Awesome. In the meantime, HSB teaming up with his teammate is going to find Reaper, and Arson's been tagged on a bit as well. Now they're going to continue to aggress out. So they have shown the presence towards B, have PES, so Intencity Pune5 definitely know there. At least a couple of players, maybe even more. Are they going to fall for this bait and make their way towards the A-bomb side, where Feint is lying in wait is the question. We have Mavis, or however you want to pronounce his name. He's going to be clearing out the halls of apartments. He's not spotted out anyone, though. Feint right underneath of him, right next to the haystack. And Pune5, man down already. What are they thinking? They have a utility to work with, like a couple of Molotovs, 3 smokes, 2 flashbangs, and a nade. And looks like it's going to be a big hit. This could be a pretty smart call, because the 2 players inside the site, it's just HSB and Pokemonster. But then again, these are the 2 players with the Desert Eagles.
Yep, and HSB is sitting up on the perch right now, in the off angle. Let's see if Never Give Up can expect it. No, he doesn't. HSB gets a 1D on him. He's still in that same position. He's finally traded out, while Pokemonster dies in the Molotov as well, and the bomb is going to be planted just about before Feint gets the spray down through the smoke. And Caramel, again, he's doing the work for his team. Oh, the pre-fire is absolutely perfect, listening to the footsteps, taking down Feint, and then Criminal. He's collateral damage in that spray.
Yeah, I think PS is going to be pretty happy with that. 3 kills. on pretty much a full eco, so they should be pretty happy with that. Try to keep the money for Intensity Pune 5 a little honest. You can see Reaper and Caramel are on 3,500 approximately after their buy. You see Never Give Up and RSN are around the average of $2,000 mark. Mavis is the only player who's got money to work with, so I think they're going to be pretty happy with the amount of damage they've dealt out, but they need to start stringing some rounds together, and now we have a dual op setup coming out. It's going to be HSB and Criminal. Both players have shown in the past that they are very, very capable players with a big green gun. And the HSB holding a tiny sliver of an angle. This is such a high-risk position for him because there's no one nearby to help him out if the T's opt to just push into the smoke or ball flash their way in. But, Adi, I mean, if you were PES, you might have a read right now that Pune 5 like playing it very, very slow. They're not really going for any real estate control early on at all.
Yeah, and I think it's the same thing with PES as well. This turtle setup, right, that every team in the Masters League wants to play the CD side as an Inferno. I don't like it, but they seem to like it. And PS doesn't have the map control either to really do much. So you can see that they have 2 players locked into the B bomb side and 3 at A. Generally, you want 4 at A if the hit is coming A. You want that information, and that could be their undoing at this point.
Indeed, it could. HSB, however, will get the first kill, and he will somehow recover in time. Nice fast scope, indeed, it was onto Mavis, and a perfectly timed Molotov means that Caramel will have to evacuate the premises. But the bomb hasn't been spotted out yet, and Reaper is sneaking his way towards the B bomb site. It is going to be B bomb site hit, and Criminal and Pokemonster lying in wait. Pokemonster having second thoughts about rotating all the way back to A. 20 seconds on the clock. Pune 5 have got to make haste. The smoke's going to come out, but the timing on the peak is perfect, although the spray goes a little alright. It is going to be Criminal who misses the shot, and Reaper, he's reaping souls at the moment. The bomb's going to get planted, and this is very much doable for Intensity Pune 5. 2 of them, Reaper, and as long as Caramel's alive, this guy has just been phenomenal. Reaper is going to get a 3rd kill for himself. The timing on the peak is perfect. Caramel finds one. It's all on trans. How has this turned around? I have no idea, but Reaper has just been going off. He's playing this perfectly. They're not showing themselves. Caramel's barrel is going to get spotted out, though, but Trans looks away at the worst time possible. Time is not his friend. He will be found as Caramel peeks out, takes him from behind. That was a round they really shouldn't have won.
Yeah, it was basically a 2v5 as well, because the first frag at the B-bomb side did go in PES's favor as well. So that's a massive, massive misplay by Criminal, I would say. In fact, if he did not miss that shot, it would have been fine. Like, you know, he would have at least, at worst, been traded out. And then a 1v4 is generally unwinnable. So Reaper, though, showing that he can put in the work just like Caramel. And right now, look at the scoreboard. Caramel and Reaper are right up there, 13 and 18 and 8 frags, sorry. And Pokemonster in the meanwhile with a 1 dig from down the banana onto RSN. He has something to say about this yet.
Yes, indeed, he's looking for more. And here they come aggressing down banana, and Reaper is very low. He gets the kill though, and you're also low. Never give up. And Reaper both internally hemorrhaging. They will pick up the bomb. In the meantime, Trans pushing in, finds Mavis, but a quick trade comes in. Again, Caramel, champion of the people. He is somehow being so instrumental in winning these, winning these rounds. And now, with 2 players extremely low, he's got to be the main man as well. The bomb will get planted. Criminal is going to be walking in through the smoke, but Never Give Up with a very, very off angle. Will force it out. Pokemonster gets the exit kill, so to speak, and he will be just holding onto this AK-47. Won't be really going for any kills. And one thing I got to point out, Adi, is the pings for PS look a little higher today compared to how much they had against Entity.
Maybe for a couple of the players by maybe 20 ms, yeah, definitely. But well, they did play at mostly these pings against Entity Gaming, so of course the pings are a massive issue, right? They're playing from Pakistan, but more of the reason of why they were so good against Entity Gaming isn't the pings or anything. It's just that Entity Gaming is just that bad at Mirage.
Oh yeah, indeed. There they are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Like, I have said that for ages, and when I'm proven right, I'm going to rub it in their faces.
And I do think that it's kind of stopped. I mean, that's the thing, right? I've always found it very confusing. It's not like they have a crazy deep map pool, but they have a pretty okay map pool. They have Inferno, their best map by far. Then they have Overpass, they're pretty solid on that as well, and Train as well. So they have 3 maps to work with. I do believe they have put in a little bit of homework on Nuke as well. So I don't know why they allow Mirage in time and time again when you already have a pretty decent map pool.
Yep, definitely. And HSB second time's the charm. Peeks out the first time, sees his shoulder, and then has to re-peek. Gets a second frag onto RSN as well. But again, Caramel from Boiler. He's the king of Boiler right now. With the control and another frag. Criminal trying to force the issue, but instead he just gives up another life to Caramel. And oh my god, I don't think this man's ever gonna stop. And oh, Mavis! How? Trans! He had that in the bag. And all of a sudden, again, it's just Caramel from that Boiler position, just wreaking havoc.
17 kills for the man in 8 rounds, counting this round, of course. That is just ludicrous. I mean, that's like... he's getting like 2 kills every single round. That's how obscene this is. Reaper's going to find Feint, and Mavis will find Pokemon, so not much they can do. And yes, there have been rounds where they've had the opportunity, they've had the men advantage rather, the 2-man or like 3-man advantage, and somehow someone steps up. It's either Reaper stepping up a couple of rounds prior, or Caramel just going off. Because if you look at the scoreboard, right, 4 frags to Never Give Up, 5 for Mavis, 1 for RSN. It's not like, you know, it's not like the rest of them are doing anything crazy. It's just that Reaper and Caramel right now looking like a wrecking ball, like 2-man, you know, 2-man wrecking crew or something.
Yep. And I don't know, it's just the timings by Caramel have been absolutely amazing. And look at that again, Caramel from the grave picks out Pokemonster after being taken down by him. He's like, even if he goes down, he's taking one with him. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's down to 4v4, which of course favors the terrorist side. And Feint now is solo on the B bomb side. And
he is trying to find something. I kind of like the idea that PS have stacked 3 players towards A, because at this point when you're 8-0 down, you might as well go for some gamble stacks, right?
Yeah, but instead HSB over-aggressive towards the apartments, gets peeked by 2 players, and the same thing happens to Criminal. Trans though does get the trades, but Mavis is there, and it's down to a 2v1, and I think Feint at this point, he has to go for it. He has to risk it. Your team is 8 rounds down. It's going to be a 9th unless you can pull this off, and look at the amount of utility still remaining on the terrorist side. They still have 2 flashbangs, 2 Molotovs, and a grenade. How is Feint going to get back into this one?
They're not going to be using it, I guess, because they don't want to really give away their position. But Feint, he almost clutches it out. That was valiant from him. Reaper surviving at 22 HP. And bear in mind, I think both of them were almost full there. So, valiant effort, again coming down to the wire. Max loss bonus has been in place for quite a while right now, but it's not working out at all. So I don't know. I'm feeling a little worried for PES right now.
I have to say as well, right, that Intencity Pune 5, they played that to perfection, the 2 players. None of them overpeaked, and when the one teammate got taken down, the other guy swung wide and traded it. And the nades now coming in, but the spray down is in by Caramel. He's gonna get traded by a Kobe as well. And all of a sudden, it's a 3v2, but Never Give Up is on his last gasps of life. He's sitting at 4 HP. And Pokemonster does spot out Reaper. Does take him down a little bit, but he's not going to get the frag. And they're going to go for this. Of course they are, aren't they? No, HSB is just walking around. Reaper wants to... Sorry, Pokemonster really does want to go for this, but... doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Ooh, Reaper missing a few shots. So does Pokemonster on him, fortunately, anyway. And a 1D coming up. Finally, Never Give Up, actually. Is dead. And yeah, unfortunately, the time's ticked away too far, and Pokemonster's gonna be taken down. HSB, I mean, even doing any monetary damage at this point is almost pointless. But he's still going to try anyways, and he's going to fail. Mavis is going to take him down. These guys...
Mavis is fast. He's fast. I noticed this in the balcony as well, when I think it was Trans was on top of the balcony, and he shot at him, and Mavis just looked up and just ripped his head off, like, immediately. And even this one, he's got some pretty quick reflexes. And I'm surprised, Adi, that I haven't seen this guy. Again, not like, there is a caveat that PES are playing with pretty high ping, but then I've seen them beat probably the best or second best team in the country with this ping. So
I do want to interject though. The last time PES played Inferno was against Invictus, and they lost that 16-5. So maybe it's just not their match.
Invictus are also, in my books, right now, in current form, the best team in the country.
Yep, I agree. And they're sitting on the top of the leaderboards as well.
What?
Reaper with the spray down. Wow, the triple peak by Criminal, Pokemonster, and Faint. Like, I mean, yielding no dividends. Wow.
They bought up. They had all the guns and they all died. Oh, Lord. It's going from bad to horrendous. HSB, however, joining Trans and getting a couple of frags apiece. The smokes and the flashes will bloom. Not exactly a great smoke, though, but it will suffice. They will cross on over. The bomb yet to get planted. HSB is... I'm not too sure why he would run out like that with his back turn going in a circle. Especially when he knew that Tees might have crossed on over. So it's going to be all on Trans in 1v3. This round, again, looks unlikely. Intensity Pune 5. It's going to have 11 rounds on the T side. That should never happen.
Yep. But we have seen stranger things, right? Literally like the TV show, this makes no sense. But I mean, there's nothing PES can do as well. They actually went for the aggression towards the B bomb site right this time, and then they were just they just lined up through the smoke, and it was lucky, of course, for Reaper, but who sits in a quad kill, by the way, this round, and it's just, yeah, I mean, I'm at a loss for words right now. Trans is at least gonna get away with his life because none of the T's are close enough right now. But, I mean, Blair, I'm at a loss of words, so I have no idea. What do you think PES can do at this point to at least pick up the last 4 rounds?
I was thinking of some meme answer, but okay, let's take it seriously here. They've tried aggressing, that 3-man towards Banana, but they get taken down. What I would like to see them do is, like, keep poking and prodding Banana, don't overextend. But I'd like to see a couple of them set up towards apartments. Don't over-aggress. Don't push down apartments all the way towards alt-mid. Hold apartments. Set up that crossfire, because Intensity Pune 5 will send a couple of players up there. Get those kills, and then fall back and just turtle up completely in the sights. I think that could work out, because they haven't done that. They either play too passively, or when they're playing aggressively, they just go complete ultra aggressive. They just push all the way down Banana, like have 3-man like lined up towards Banana, or nade down mid, just rush down mid or something of that nature. So a little bit of tempered aggression, I think, would be the call of the hour here. But to be honest, I don't think that's going to be enough at this rate. 11-0. I think it's a little too late.
Yep, and HSB did pick up the first frag finally this round. Again, PES does get the man advantage with a semi-aggressive peak, so to speak, onto middle. And now, on the back of that, Intensity Pune 5 have just completely slowed down. They're not going for the reaction plays to maybe get a frag, and Caramel now is on the op. This is what we wanted to see for the entire game, but he hasn't needed it up till now.
Why is none of his teammates nearby next to him? This is what I don't get. They seem to just let him go ahead to do whatever he wants to do all on his lonesome. It's like there's no one to trade, and that's a horrendous smoke, by the way.
Just a little bit of bad luck missed by hitting something anyways. Criminal still at the boost. He's finally Reaper, who's in CD spawn, is gonna get 2 frags. Pokemonster is wondering, and Faint is down as well. He must be wondering, guys, where's my call? Where's the call out that he's at CD spawn? And it's a 3v3 again. The man advantage, and now Caramel holding the angle is gonna get Pokemonster, missing the frag onto Trans, I think that was, and missing another one, in fact. HSB does get a frag, but Trans has been taken down by RSN as well, and now it's a 1v2 retake. And I like this by, well, I say that, but Reaper swings out wide and kills HSB anyway. But I like that earlier, that the double, the angle that was being held by Reaper and Caramel before Reaper sort of... I mean, I was just wanted to say, basically, that Intensity Pune 5, they have discipline, which is refreshing to see when they have the man advantage. They're not really, they're not letting it go. They're keeping it. They have that in the back of their minds.
And also, they have 2 players who have 41 kills combined, so I think that helps. But yeah, just wanted to point out, right? We were talking about, I was mentioning this fact of how Caramel goes in alone earlier on with the AK-47 and the entries. the previous round, when he was holding, when he was trying to peek towards the B bomb site, when he was trying to get that frag, he was alone. Like, there was no one to trade for him if someone pushed out maybe from Series 1 or whatever. Like, I don't get that. And meantime, Trans feeling a little too adventurous, gets punished for it, but HSB with a quick trade, ensuring that a man advantage will be retained by his team, and Criminal finally making a play here, down bottom of Banana. That's going to allow Pokemonster the freedom to fall all the way back towards the A bomb side where the action is going to be taking place. And this is such a perfect read from Caramel. This guy, it's almost like he's got ESP or something. He's just getting kills at will. And Feint finds the frag, and this time around Caramel, no scope will not come in. It's all down to Reaper, but this guy can be beastly as well. He is going to try and get the bomb down, just taps it once, spots that Pokemonster, headshot through the edge of the box. He's going to go for the safe deep plant, and that's smart from him because Criminal's on the hunt. He's going to check the corner, he's going to spot on Reaper, and fortunately, Reaper will be caught with a nade in his hand. So finally, we have a round going the way of PES. Took a while.
Yeah, it definitely took a while, and I have a feeling that the instant reset's gonna come in and this is gonna go 14-1. That's just because that's how PES's luck has been this game. And unfortunately, Criminal not able to recover that op from the balcony either, but at least he has the AK-47. He's gonna be able to drop that over to somebody as well. And he gets an op from well, HSB picks up an op as well. I think Trans dropped that over. But yeah, I mean, you're right. I don't know how to build up this one because I think that round is a little bit too late as well. You can't. How do you build up excitement to this? It's sort of like the lull periods in Dota games, where basically nothing happens for 20 minutes. You can't really hype that up, right?
Yeah, right. But here's the thing with what Intensity does, right? It's curious, but it's a very different style from what I've seen from many other teams. They have everyone else playing passively, like holding the defaults, like, you know, look at Reaper just holding Banana, ensuring no one over-aggresses it. And then you have Caramel, who just pretty much goes all on his own. Meantime, Reaper will get the open kill, finds Pokemonster. And again, the opening kills going the way of Intensity Pune 5, and PES, they keep bleeding out too early in the round, and I think that's been a problem here. And bear in mind, if they lose this one, they're going to be reset completely, and we might just be staring down a 14-1 half.
Yep, and I do want to say Pokemonster as well, whoa, Caramel! Oh, unfortunately, he got caught with an 8 out, and Never Give Up is the one who gets the short end of the stick there. But yeah, Pokemonster got a little bit too adventurous at the half wall, getting boosted up without any pop flashes or anything. That's what happened right in the start. And you can see that PES is actually really, really shaken by what's happening to them right now.
This smoke is pretty crap, I'm just saying. Yeah. It's happened too many times. It is so crap indeed. As Trans and Criminal, they team up, they find a couple of kills, and it's all down to Trans versus Caramel, who will get the bomb down. But he is very low indeed, and Trans, how's this going to play out? He's waiting patient in Criminal, and Caramel, he might just be overthinking this, and Trans has read this to perfection. Has he? Oh no, Caramel's actually walked on behind, and Trans, is he going to find him? Yes, he will, from behind. Gets the frag, and patience from Trans, netting PES the second round. Well, there's someone winning them, Adi. Can't fault them for that.
Yep, but the buy that's going to come in from PES this round is going to be worse than Intensity Pune 5's, because just look at that money. There's going to be barely any utility, and well, maybe they can come back from this. Maybe PES can show us that their T side is as strong as Intensity Pune 5's, but for now, they need to win this round as well. They need to put at least 3 on the board to so that in case they do lose the pistol round, they actually have a shot in the next half.
Absolutely, it is Counter-Strike. We saw FaZe beat Astralis, so anything can happen.
Yeah, but FaZe came back 10-0 down.
Exactly.
To beat them on train. That was I mean, that was unheard of, honestly.
Well, the current train meta, it's unfortunate we don't get to see too many trains in the Indian scene. In the meantime, HSB, sorry, I have to cut myself off there, finds.
Yeah, that was a terrible pop flash by Trans, by the way.
Yeah.
It was absolutely terrible. And Mavis peeked out right after the flash. It made it so easy for him, honestly. And now again the man advantage in the favor of Intensity Pune 5, and it's the defense by PES has been split up, and the flashbangs are perfect. Trans is gonna peek out. He's gonna get the frag onto Caramel. Finally, Feint's gonna follow up onto Mavis as well, and now the man advantage is in PES's favor, and it does look like they're gonna lock down this bomb site.
I find how Criminal's so confused where to go. Because Reaper gets a kill on the Pokemon Monster. Now they're going to be making their way back. And Trans finding RSN, but not before RSN finds Feint. And it's all in Criminal here. He has... Someone got the read right. He will be waiting patiently. Will Reaper be aware of this? Oh no, that is just so unfortunate for Criminal. He was looking, he was holding that angle. And it just turns away for a moment. And Reaper's like, oh hi. Takes him down. All in Trans again. 1v2. Can they at least get to 3 rounds? Because even 3 rounds, I fear, will not be enough for PS to defend. But Trans, he's got to go for this. It is the last round. He's got a kit to work with, but too many angles to clear out. No utility to flush out any of the hiding Pune 5 members either. He has no idea where they are. He's cleared a lot of angles. Time is not his friend. He finds Reaper. 1v1. Now he's got a kid. So if he gets a skill or to never give up, it could work out. But never mind. Never give up. Will put him to his grave. 13-2. I did not see this coming.
Yep, I don't think any one of us saw this coming. I did think that this would be a much closer affair than this. But instead, we see basically a masterclass by Reaper and Caramel. Both of them with 50 frags. Amongst the two of them, just look at that. The three teammates, I can't even say they've not even shown up or something. It's just that they haven't had to do anything. And I like this by Intencity Pune 5 as well. They're taking a timeout. They want to close this out immediately. And if they do win the pistol round, it does mean that that it's going to be a really quick game. And, you know, this could really help them towards the end of the season, because after the 11 games are played, after you play all of your 11 games, it does come down to round difference towards the end as well. Of course, in the start, it's going to be more on well, I forget what it is, head-to-head. Basically, if there are maybe two teams, if they're at the same points, it's going to be head-to-head. But if there are 3 teams on the same points, it can come down to round difference as well. So this counts. This lead of 11 rounds, it'll really help them.
You know what else counts? Me. Because PES have a total of 49 kills. And those 2 guys have 50. I'm so bad at math. Just trying to do my things. But meantime, it is going to be the Glock train charging in. But Never Give Up and Reaper are mowing down bodies. The headshots coming out all on Trans. And he's dancing around. He's so very low. Reaper, 3 bullets. And that's all he needs. It is going to be the pistol round. Also, the second one going the way of Intencity Pune 5. And I think just 2 more nails remaining in the coffin of PES. Because today has not been their day.
Yep, and Intencity Pune 5 had the perfect read there. They had 3 at Banana. And they even peeked out early to get that information. So I think that was really well played. We're going to see the force buy coming in by PES. Because, well, now they have nothing left to lose. Basically. And, yeah, I mean, those Deagles on Pokemon Monster and HSB, they could really do some damage, so why not?
Why not indeed? Yes, it's 2 UMPs means that the utility is extremely sparse. 2 flashbangs is all they have to work with. So it's got to come down a lot to contact plays. And they want to save those flashbangs to go for maybe a semblance of an execute, maybe try to pop their way in towards the side or something. But after that, what else can they do? Caramel with the scout. I think they might have heard the scope, not too sure. I think they do. The double peek comes in and the flick is not fast enough, and all of a sudden 2 players fall on the 2 extremities of the map. Reaper and Caramel, the 2 top fraggers of the team, haven't taken down. Now what can Never Give Up Mavis and RSN do, as RSN will also be found out. He did a lot of damage though, but not quite enough, and it's all on Mavis, who has done damage. But he needs to stay alive, but Trans will find him, and it's a 1v4. Will the comeback happen, Adi? Do you believe?
No.
You're a cynical man, but that's okay.
Yes, I am. And I like it. I mean, I do that to a lot of people, by the way, especially when I'm sitting on the analyst desk. They'll ask me a question, and I'll give them a 1-word reply. I've done that to Mamba so many times. And HSB is going to pick up Never Give Up as well. And maybe he might just be able to reclaim the M4. Yes, he can't. It's just about enough time. And PS, it's a breath of life for them right now, because they sorely needed that. And now, honestly, it's actually time for Never Give Up Mavis and RSN to step up. Because on the T side, of course, Reaper and Caramel did all the work. But now they can't really do all the work because, you know, the attack comes in by PES's side. you gotta kill the T's where they are. You can't send Caramel and Reaper to bail you out.
Indeed. As PS, a pretty similar setup to Intensity Pune 5s. They have a very passive setup, just like 2 men. Actually, a little bit more aggressive towards Banana. But I like what Pune 5 have done here. They've gone for the force buy. However, they've gone for a stack. And that's one thing I like. That's one thing many teams don't do, is when you have pistols and armor on the CD side, especially on a map like Inferno, you don't want to play defaults. The defaults prevent you from, you know, trying to catch them off guard. And meantime, perfect flashbang. However, HSB playing anti-flash gets a kill on the Reaper. That's a B bomb site, completely, utterly compromised. But look at where the C4 is. It's got to be picked up by Criminal, and he will be hunted down. Oh no! Oh no! What? Okay, that works. That works, Criminal. That is beautiful. RSN, of course, has no idea that a bomb is all the way towards T-spawn. He's just going to be picking up that UMP and running to the hills with it. So, PS. They will survive for yet another round. And we'll get to 4. But will that be enough? They still need to get 10 rounds in a row to tie things up. And that, my dear friends, might be a little bit of a too much of a tall ask.
I think RSN is watching a bit too much of Avantgarde. Did he just drop a UMP to pick up a MAC-10? Like, I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, he did.
And that's so surprising. Like, generally, the UMP is definitely a better gun, especially against armored opponents. So I have no idea what RSN is thinking, but is he going to check this angle? I don't think he will. And HSB peeks out instead and rips his face off. And PS, they're going to put 4 rounds on the board. And Intensity Pune 5 is going to be forced to the eco now. So PS is probably going to get a 5th. And yeah, I mean, you believe. I don't believe, but you do believe the comeback is possible.
Not really. I don't. I mean, let's be honest, right? Like, one thing which I forgot who it was. I think it was Thorin who mentioned this. Is as an analyst, you need to stick to your guns and try to stick to the facts you have. Because if, let's say, for example, there's an underdog team and you want to like just pander to the crowd or cater to the crowd, and you be like, yeah, you know what, I think Tyloo, let's say there's a tournament in China and Tyloo's facing off against Astralis, and you're like, yeah, I think Tyloo can take this. I think they have the home field advantage and all that crap. I think that's very disingenuous, and it doesn't really serve the purpose of you being an analyst. Because in case Tyloo does pull off the upset, they don't really get the credit, right? And if you say, hey, you know, I really think that, meanwhile, hold on, Pokemon's just killing everyone, right?
Or frags with the MAC-10, yeah. Farming that cash, which, I mean, to be honest, at this point, PS doesn't really need the cash, they need the rounds. And RSN, again, with that MAC-10...
They keep dropping the bomb towards T-spot, right? And one day, I think it might come and bite them in the ass. They should be a little worried about that.
Yep. I wonder, in fact, if Intensity Pune 5, if they'd done their homework, they might have even seen this against Invictus if PS did the same at that point. And HSB's going to look the wrong way, but he's going to turn around in time. RSN, ooh, some BM coming out, which you like.
Love to see it. You love to see it. I love it. I love it. I love a little bit of banter. I love a little bit of stuff. It looks like we need a pause. There we go. Looks like a technical issue for PES. The player has timed out.
I think these players need to be informed that that you guys do provide a dot stop function that automatically pauses the game.
Yeah, I guess some teams don't know that, which they should. They should just read the rule book. I think it's mentioned there that you can just dot stop, and you can just like continue the game from there. But anyway, PES 30-2. Now they've won 3. I don't know, man. I don't know, Adi. I've seen some very strange things in Indian Counter-Strike. Very, very, very strange things. Things you would not believe. And
but not this strange.
Could happen. Could happen. I've seen stranger things. I've seen some crazy upsets. I've seen Yeah,
I mean, it was today itself, right? Where we've seen the stranger things with FaZe basically wrecking Astralis at IEM Sydney. So yeah, I mean, maybe it's that kind of day. Maybe it's a topsy-turvy, upside-down Australian day.
Yeah, could be. But I'm actually curious. Apart from beating Entity, who all have Intensity beaten in the league right now?
Well, I mean,
remember.
Yeah, what obviously stands out is the Entity game, of course. They did beat Entity Gaming, and I mean, I can quickly look into that for you as well, to be honest.
Because they've really impressed me, and it's not like they're winning this based off some crazy flukes or whatever. They're being very composed. The way they're approaching it is pretty solid. They have some pretty raw aimers in Caramel and Reaper as well. So, and I've seen the caliber of some of the teams who've played, like teams like War, like Iati, or even Mulher.
Yeah.
And the other teams, I mean, they've all looked a little shaky here and there. So, looking at the performance today and their win over Entity, one would imagine that Pune 5 would be, up there in the rankings at least, the top four, top
They
five.
actually are, because if I'm just quickly looking at their past results, right, in the Premiership. They've beaten War 16-6 on Cobble. They've beaten SRA 16-12 on Cash.
Okay.
They've lost to Invictus 16-8 on Overpass. They have beaten in Entity, like we said, 16-11 on Inferno. They've beaten EAT 16-14 on Cash. And now they're poised, of course, to beat Portal Esports on Inferno.
That's a pretty good record. That's like, what, 4-2 if they win today's game?
Yep, 4-1 in fact, isn't it?
4-1, yeah. They've only lost to Invictus. That's
it'll be 5-1 if they win today.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive stuff from them. I mean, no one really noticed them, right? Everyone's talking about Invictus, your entity, your brutality, and whatnot. But these guys have silently been slaying everyone. Some games a little bit more, closer than this one, obviously, like the one against Yati. But overall, they've impressed me a lot. PES, though. Here's the thing. These guys have shown what they can do. I saw them in WSG on LAN. They are a team with a lot of grit. So I wouldn't be surprised if they manage to claw this one back. I think they might even make it a little bit more closer than what we expected it to be. But I don't think they're going to be able to get to the magic number of 16. But here we go. We have everyone in the server. And we'll resume and see what PES has in store for us.
In fact, considering the PES is on the T side now, right? It kind of helps them because of their pings, right? You know how Counter-Strike's interpolation works. So
Indeed.
If you have a higher ping, you peek out, you have the advantage. And I mean, that's of course something that would have really helped Intencity Pune 5 as well, because they have the much lower ping compared to them when they were on the T side. So PES's information would have been delayed by just those few important milliseconds. So yeah, I mean, I really hope that PES can come back into this. We have resumed the game now. Criminal is back finally. And yeah, the buys have come in for Intencity Pune 5, and it's a decent buy. They are lacking a little bit of utility, but I think they'll be okay with that. That's a part and parcel of the game if you're going to force buy in the second round.
Indeed they are. So they have a couple of incendiaries in the hands of Mavis and Caramel. A little surprised that Caramel is wielding the UMP. If I was Intencity Pune 5, I'd probably drop in my M4. Like, take it, just go and kill people. But they have given up a lot of map control early on. Minute and 25 seconds on the clock, and HSV is already at sandbags. That's a lot of real estate being given for free, for cheap, by Intencity. They're going to be playing a very turtle setup, and even RSN is rotated all the way towards A. So I think it's going to be a flank coming in. Trans will be slowly sneaking his way in, like trying to get his way in towards Archway, perhaps, while the rest of his team go for this B hit. Or not. They have a lot of options. That's one thing on the T side, right? Sometimes when you have so much map control, you start getting a little paranoid. You're like, wait, they've given up banana, they've given up apartments, they've given up mid. And even though you might be walking into a sub with just 2 players, you just start getting very paranoid. And you're like, hey, it probably might be a stack. And you start second guessing yourself. So that could be the scenario here, but here comes a hit. He's gonna never give up, making contact. He finds one, not able to get a second kill. Reaper will get double peaked. He was trying to maintain some trigger discipline, but unfortunately it doesn't work out for him.
Yep, and Intencity Pune 5 playing that round way too reactively. They need to be a little bit more proactive about this, and ooh, it does look like RSN is just about to escape with his life. He in fact gives the M4 to Caramel. He's like, I may die, just give me your UMP. And yeah, I mean, that's a pretty clean hit to the B bomb site coming in by PES. And yeah, I mean, Intencity Pune 5, like I said, playing way too reactively to that. They need to go get some map control. They need to get some information. And of course, the terrorists are going to make noise everywhere on the map, right? So just playing off the base of sound cues, it's not going to really help you.
Indeed. And I'd like to see them do it. Or maybe even, you know, when you have so many rounds to work with, if you want to go for some of these YOLO plays to try and catch him off guard, now is the time. Because if PES get to like 10 rounds or 11 rounds, then you won't have the confidence to go for, let's say, push down mid or push down banana. That's when they're going to start to get a little paranoid and be like, all right, guys, let's try and play it safe. So if Intencity Pune 5, in my opinion, if they were to try and catch PES off guard, now is the time. Now, these are the rounds that you use to try and throw a spanner in the works instead of waiting till it gets closer, because you still have an 8-round lead to work with, as we do see some aggression finally coming out, Adi. Let's see how it plays out.
Yeah, but unfortunately, 2 of the players at the B-bomb side have just pistols.
And CZ and 5-7 can do a lot of things. I'm not sure why Never Give Up would go for that smoke though, but RSN finds 2 kills. Flashbang out. He's got 6 more bullets to work with. He's gonna escape, but won't get the kill. Criminal will drop him, but he's done so much work. A little unfortunate that Never Give Up and Reaper weren't quite able to capitalize on it. Now it's 2v3, and I like this patience being shown by PES. They haven't fully committed. And Mavis, he's showing some patience as well. Or no, is he gonna fall on back? Caramel is pushed up towards construction, and I'm surprised that he's gone for this call.
Yeah, considering that the bomb plant hasn't come in for so long, you should know that something's up, right? And unfortunately, Mavis and Caramel are going to be completely on the wrong side of the map. And ooh, Mavis, if he keeps going right now, he could actually backstab Criminal and Pokey. And oh, they've just made it to the bomb site. That's unfortunate. The bomb sound has come in. Mavis, ooh, just about. France is going to survive that. And yeah, I mean, they just need to fall back now. There's no way you can take a 2v3 retake.
They're feeling it though. They got the incendiaries. They have a kit as well. So Mavis, flashbang, Molotov, not able to find anything. And that's a nice flashbang as well, popping right in his face as Caramel. He's got a Molotov, and that can actually flush a player out. But Trance, perfect angle for him. He's going to get the kill. Pokemonster finds Mavis. And that is going to be yet another round for PES. A matter of seconds. And again, just touched upon it a while back, but I'm a little surprised that Mavis rotated out towards B there. If he had just held that angle, he could probably have got a kill, fallen back, and, you know, played it a little bit more better. But it is still going to be max loss bonus kicking in, and it is going to be the guns coming out. And Caramel with the op. I mean, you really can't ask much of Reaper and Caramel anymore, but it looks like they might still have to go a little bit more above and beyond.
Yep, it does look like Intencity Pune 5 really relies on them. Caramel with the missed shot. He's just throwing away his op. He's like, forget this. It's not working for me. Get me an AK-47. But, I mean, no harm, no foul. He's taken a little bit of damage, but it seems like his confidence has taken a lot more damage than he has in this round. And again, it's the turtle setup. They're all the way back in the B-bomb site. No information towards A, towards apartments, anywhere. And I don't like this. I really hope they read the memo and they adjust to this.
It's a nice peek indeed. Luckily, Never Give Up doesn't get tagged by HSB. I thought it'd be done for sure. The flashbang in the peak was perfect, but HSB's shot going a little off. And Never Give Up. He's got another smoke. That's it. There's no other utility remaining on any of the players in the B-bomb side. Reaper has one flashbang to work with, but that's about it. Caramel will be bolstering the B-bomb side defense with his op. PS yet to make a play. 44 seconds on the clock. The bomb is floating around towards the top of mid. Trans and Feint. They're looking to get an opening here. They haven't found anything yet. And that's going to be a worrying factor. It's going to be an A hit coming in. 30 seconds. And if they have any utility, now's the time to toss it in. But no, it's going to be Trans fighting Never Give Up. And that's going to leave Mavis out in the open. He's got to reposition himself. But RSN saves his teammate. Mavis strikes before. And now RSN trying to do his very best to stay alive in the side. He will fall, but not before he finds himself a double. And now it is a 2v2. A very doable retake here. But HSB from above. The edge of the smoke. He gets the kill. Leaving it all on Reaper. How much more can this man do? Because if he gets his clutch, he's going to drop a 30 bomb. He's going to be sneaking into the site. And Trans is ready and waiting on top of Motorbox. PES, the comeback continues.
Yes, it does indeed. And Intencity Pune 5 really needs to show some
balls. The word you're looking for is balls.
Well, some initiative is what I was going to say. And they really need to take the fight to PES because that's what they did in the T side, right? And that's honestly how you need to play the CD side in Inferno as well. You see a lot of CD sides, and especially Entity Gaming as well. Just push up middle, push up banana, just go YOLO. And that's something like, I mean, Intencity Pune 5 needs to do that now because at 14-9, they still have a couple of rounds buffer to try those sort of things. But if they keep doing this, like you said, at 16-10, 16-11, they're going to be like... they're going to be even more... I mean, I don't know how much more turtle can you get anyway, but like they're going to be even worse off.
Indeed. And right now, they are pretty worse off. Reaper, 24 HP, Deagle, no armor, all alone, the B-bomb side. And there are 3 players making their way. PES slowly but surely grinding out these rounds. Flashbang's going to pop up high, and Reaper will be calling for backup. In the meantime, Caramel trying to be sneaky towards alt mid, but he will fall. And that is going to be the A-bomb side ripe for taking for PES. They will get to round number 9. The comeback continues. Adi. And I gotta ask you this. Has it made a believer out of you yet?
Well, at least this game has gotten a lot more exciting. I'll give you that much. Because at least now it looks like PES is in with a shout. And of course, it just takes 1 round, by the way. 1 round for Intencity Pune 5 to figure out how to defend against this PES attack. And then the rest will follow. But Reaper is going to be taken down by Trans again now. And yeah, it is 14-9. And I think it's been forever since Caramel and Reaper have actually gotten a frag. It seems like they've been stuck at 28 and 26 from like at least 3 or 4 rounds ago.
Indeed. And the money is looking really good for PES as well. So here's the thing. Even if Intencity manages to string 1 round together, get 1 round, PES will still have money to work with. And PES are really making Intencity struggle to forget just winning a round. They're not even getting close to winning these rounds. Some of these rounds are just being very one-sided indeed. It's Criminal. A little bit of some fancy movement, tossing in a Molotov. And again, the same, pretty much the same setup, time and time again. 2 players totaled up in B, 2 players playing towards Arch, and they will be falling back the second they see some action towards mid. And it's just not sustainable, Adi. And I'm just shocked at the lack of imagination that Pune 5 are showing on the CD side. This is a complete departure from the T side, mind you.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how badly did Entity Gaming play their Inferno against their T side of Inferno, that I think they only managed to get 8 or 9 T rounds against Intencity Pune 5, so 7 or 8 in fact. So I'm just wondering if this sort of defense helped them. I have no idea how how Entity Gaming did so badly, so poorly in that game. But yes, this is a different game. This is PES trying to get a comeback, I mean, they do have some hope now. At least that round deficit is down from 11 to just 5.
Indeed. It's getting closer and closer. At this fake, Pokemon Monster HSB, they're actually trying to find a pick. Not able to find anything yet. And they're going to be falling back now. 28 seconds. No one has seen anyone yet so far. Here comes the hit. And it is going to be Never Give Up. Holding the line, he sprays a man down. Reaper joins us, but no need to overextend. But he will go for the fight. Finds Trans. Pokemon Monster HSB running into the site. 14 seconds. Time is not their friend. HSB will be caught out trying to switch over. And Pokemon Monster is still alive. He gets a kill before he finally gets dropped down in Intensity after an eternity. Get to map and match point. We just need 1 more round to close this one out. For PES though, they still have money to work with. And I'm sure the blood's heated up at this moment.
Yep, 7 rounds in a row for PES, and finally it was broken by Intencity Pune 5's turtle setup, basically. But Never Give Up, of course, stepping up, getting a double kill when it counted. And again, I mean, they're going to need another round of individual brilliance to close this out. And yeah, I mean, you give a team like 12 rounds, right? So why not? I mean, out of 12 rounds, you're going to have your players stepping up once or twice at least. So
it's the odds, right? It's just probability.
Yep. And again, just falling back to the bomb side. They do go to the half wall. They do throw some grenades in. But then they're like, nah fam, I like the bomb side.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to use all the utility early on, you would like to see them, you would want to take advantage of that, right? Because looking at it right now, They actually still have 2 incendiaries. They have a smoke as well. The smoke can easily, buy in about 17 seconds or so. And then there's the 2 incendiaries as well. So as long as they can delay this for as long as possible, it can work. In the meantime, Pokemonster will finally be meeting his maker. But it's all the Reaper, and he will find none. He will be taken down. And I really, really, really like that play from PS. The second the player got taken out over at the A bomb site, they didn't waste any time. They just pushed in and just went for the contact play to the A bomb site. I love, lovely stuff. And now, because of that, they just might get another round on board because it's now a 2v3.
And yep, the reset potential is there. Even though the 4 players of Intensity Pune 5 are alive, the Molotov though is gonna force a... Oh, that's a brilliant shot by Trans. On Trans by RSN, ripping his head clean off, but the bomb, it's ticked over too much now. They're waiting for way too long, but that grenade is perfect. HSB has been spotted out as well. The defuse needs to come in now. There's just no time. RSN, he's not even gonna survive this. RSN's being taken down as well, and look at the money on Reaper and RSN are the only ones who can go for a buy. The rest of them, they just can't, and it's gonna be an eco.
Yes, they refuse to die. They refuse to roll over and die. Doesn't matter how. I really like what they did there, though, right? The second the player died, I think it was Trans who died over at over in the A apartments. They just went for the fast contact lane. Even though both the CTs had 2 Molotovs in their hand, 2 incendiaries, they didn't have the time to toss it in. So that was some pretty good stuff coming out from PES. But can they continue? Is the question. As Reaper is just going to march on out through the flames like Daenerys and gets a headshot.
Never give up though. He's been taken down to 3 points of health by that grenade, and now he's also trapped. He's gonna get Molotov to death. Oh, finally grenades in CSGO. I really think there's been an update like a week ago, because grenades are doing their thing now.
It's also maybe because, a map like Inferno doesn't have... It's a more updated map, so it's got lesser of those weird textures and those clipping issues. But if you look at maps like Mirage, for example, like, get a good luck trying to toss a nade to someone towards stairs or something like that. Never does work out. But in the meantime, 3-man stack. Pokemonster will find Mavis. And that's gonna be the call to go for a fast play towards A. Pokemonster just tossing in a flash. And RSN is gonna come charging out. Finds 1, finds 2. What is going on? HSB criminal. They seem to have lost their marbles. And now it's a 3v2. Bomb has been spotted out. 45 seconds. Pokemonster gets spotted out. And somehow they managed to bring it back again. But for a second there, Adi, my heart was in my throat.
Yeah, especially I have no idea why they went from mid to left, by the way, for the arch position, because the teammate was Reaper does find Trans in the back, but Trans has enough time to readjust and take him down. And I have no idea why HSB took the C4 that side. And they had grenades out, by the way, as well. It's just the comedy of errors, giving Intensity Pune a chance, but to no avail. And now, Intensity Pune 5 are going to go in for the buy, but again, they have barely any utility going in. I mean, actually, it's not bad, to be honest, that buy. 4 M4s, a UMP, and full utility only on Mavis, including a kit as well. So he's taken the hit for the team there.
Yes, indeed. Those 5 AKs, of course, superior to what Intensity 5 have. And now, again, the 4-man aggress towards Banana. This time, they're not going to find anyone. Then we Reaper, never give up. Plague again, Turtle from the side. They have a smoke to block it off. But I would like to see a semblance of a crossfire, like someone playing towards near CT spawn side, or try to spot something out, and so you can call out the utility from your teammates. Because right now, the way they're playing, the 2 guys turtled up in the B bomb side, is the fact that they, the second you see the player, by that time you don't have time to take out a nade. You're just gonna get taken down immediately, right? So I'm not a big fan of this setup. However, PS once again spreading their tentacles all over the map, trying to find a pick. Pokemonster has been quite efficient getting these picks towards apartments, and this could be brutal. Caramel and Mavis both look in the same direction, and that's going to be the tell for Pokemonster to push out, and he is going to walk out indeed, and he snuck his way towards the pit, spawns out, and he goes for the spray, and the spray will work. However, Mavis looking the wrong way, and Pokemonster with the last bullet, he gets the kill. 1 player remaining in the B bombs, that is Reaper, but that bomb is making its way towards A. Adi, it's all going around for Pune 5.
Yep. But like we said earlier, right, they just need that 1 round where the stars align, and it does tend to happen if you play all 15 rounds on the CT side. And I mean, you know how as a caster, you kind of don't want to repeat yourself too much and you don't want to say the same words way too often. How exactly are you not supposed to say turtle 15 times when, when the CT side is going to turtle up 15 times?
Tortoise? I don't know, man. Like armadillo, anteater.
I mean, at this point, they're more like
rattlesnake
ostriches.
curled up in hibernation.
They're more like ostriches, right? Their heads in the sand right now. They have no information. They're just playing reactively to the sound, and it's just not working out for them right now. One round. I mean, their IGL just once needs to tell them, guys, let's go aggressive. And PES now, they're going to get a tactical timeout.
Problem is, the problem is they need to get to 16 rounds, so they have 3 more rounds to make this happen. And the money is not looking that solid at the moment. And I think we have a technical issue. Yep, we do have a tech timeout getting called. Feint has dropped out of the server, and we will be having a resume of this round. But yeah, it is 3rd round loss bonus. Yep, so they will get $2,900 next round. So that's enough. That will suffice. They can go for a pretty solid buy with that. But this round also might be a throwaway. I would rather them not go for any buy. Just go for USPs, man. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe a P250 at max. Nothing more than that. And maybe that will really help them out, because realistically they have 1 round to close it out at. That's going to be round number 29.
Yep, and I mean, a lot of grenades right now would do. They all can afford a grenade at least, right? And Mavis maybe can pick up a kit as well, just in case. And 4 or 5 grenades straight down banana or something, it will help, because PES has been sending 3 players to banana. And
Intencity knows this. They know that fact. They know the fact that PES love going for banana control early on. And that too, PES like walking up. They don't really go for those pop flashes and those smokes and molotovs to explode out towards the top of banana. They're taking it slow. They're just walking up, shooting bullets and going for contact play. So I'm a little flabbergasted that Intencity have not adapted their CD side at all. 1 round worked out, because of some nice work coming out from Never Give Up and Reaper over the B bomb site, some great spray and whatnot. But apart from that, nothing much else. And we seem to have a 5-minute tech timeout here.
Yeah, I mean, it's because who is it that dropped out? What is his nickname?
It was. Let's start with R. Let me try to see here.
Feint. That's not R. But yeah, I mean, clearly the PES boys have to use a VPN, right, to connect, to get some better connectivity, because I doubt India-Pakistan relationships are ever going to be good enough to have a direct fiber connection between us. So I'm just wondering, do they pay for like an hourly VPN or something that it just runs out?
I mean, Adi, just to touch upon what you just mentioned earlier, if North Korea and South Korea can come back together and become like brothers, why can't we?
Because we rely too, as Indians, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for this. It's because we rely too much on religion. And
true.
Our culture relies too much on religion.
That is true. North Korea and South Korea have the ideological differences, not really religious differences, so that could be the issue. But hey, man, if that could happen, I believe that we can one day be brothers, and that's the Optimus Blaze speaking. But I think we have everyone in the server. We should be resuming with the game, hopefully in the next minute or so.
Yeah, I mean, Intencity Pune 5 has just asked for a minute more. They're doing something. And I like our admins having a little bit of banter with them as well. But yeah, I mean, PES, their T side has looked strong. I mean, it's more obviously Intencity Pune 5 playing so reactively, but taking nothing away from PES, they're coming back into this, grinding out those rounds when you're so far behind. It takes something. It takes a lot of mental fortitude. So props to them.
You know what? Like we mentioned on their T side how Intencity Pune 5 were playing it so structured and whatnot. Like just one round. I just want to see them throw caution to the winds. Just bring out those balls and just rush in and just try something. Just try and push in and catch PS off guard or mix it up, because they have literally played the same CD side setup 12 rounds or 13 rounds in a row, and here comes the push. And even though Criminal finds 2 kills, Caramel and Reaper have managed to turn it around. Reaper looking for more, but HSB smacks him in the face. And Caramel picks up the AK though, but the bomb is still trapped towards T-spawn. The smoke is going to force Trans and Poke to make the way from alt mid. And HSB, he's got a whole fort here. Finds Caramel, snaps around, spots on Davis as well, and HSB, the hero of the hour. And Intencity Pune 5, I don't know if they can hear the stream or something, but they finally did something. Unfortunately, it was on an eco round, so they couldn't do much. But it comes down to this, right, Adi? Scores 15-13, you got the guns to work with, but considering you have just 2-round lead here, do you really have the ball to go for an aggro play, which you could have done maybe 10 rounds back?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, you should have the guts to do this, but it remains to be seen if they do, and it does look like they are going for the triple banana push, by the way. They have 3 players going towards the B-bomb site. Finally, maybe some more aggression, but a Molotov does come in. It has trapped a couple of players there.
Again, the fall back, but Caramel, finally, is this his first kill with the op on the CD side?
No, I think it's the second. He did get one earlier,
okay,
but
second.
yeah, it's probably his second, and it's just because he's not been able to do anything, right? But finally, a little bit of aggression, and he does get it. And it was tempered aggression, to be honest. He didn't even go that far ahead. So
they should know. They should know the second PS lose a player, they really like going for the B hit. They've done it time and time again, and I'm surprised it's still keeping 3 players over at A. RSN. Hold the angle there, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Are they going to go for the flash peek? Indeed, it is going to be that, and RSN spots out his shoulder. He has the flashbang. He's going to flash his way in. No, instead, he's just going to be holding the line, and Nevergiver's going to have to go for the contact play. Spots the player again. They line up for him. He finds 2, and finally falls. But RSN is pushed in with that op of his. He's going to get the kill. It's all on Pokemonster. They've come so far. And to fall short just by 2 rounds, it's going to be heartbreaking indeed. And Pokemonster 1v4, make that a 1v3 as he does find Reaper, is looking for more. RSN, he's not budging, he's just holding the angle, and he's gonna land the shot. And Intencity Pune 5 will finally close it out. But what a marathon of a comeback that was from PES, Adi.
Yep, 11 rounds on the T side, and Intencity Pune 5, like I said, the stars align for them for the second round running. And yeah, the individual brilliance pulling them out of what seemed to be a short comeback by PES. But
yeah, pretty epic comeback. I mean, credit where it's due. They showed a lot of resilience coming by, a lot of adaptation as well. But Intencity Pune 5, despite winning this game and despite us like singing the praises, I think they should really go back. And if they're going to be playing Inferno again down the line, they need to work on a CD side, because that CD side was literally one-dimensional. There was nothing else.
Yep, I do agree. But anyway, that's going to be enough from us. I think we're delayed for Dota as well, because this game almost went the full distance. But anyway, I was Adi, and joining me was Blair. We'll see you again tomorrow at the same time for more Counter-Strike action.
Toodaloo.
Have to.
I'm not doing it.
I mean, no amount of any words or whatever I say can provide any further credibility to the kind of effort the Portal Esports team from Pakistan put in. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely on point. It's not easy to take a scoreline of 12-0 and make it like pull it to 13. The only team I've seen capable of doing that is Brutality, because they are known as the comeback kings in the Indian CSGO circuit. But a team coming from across the border with a scoreline of 12-0 and taking it round by round by round, thrashing Intencity Pune 5, who no doubt played so well that I have to give them a shout out too. But sadly, Portal Esports, it was not your day. I rooted for you guys because I knew the kind of a bomb Intencity Pune 5 was sitting on. It could have gone off anytime. It did go off halfway. Sadly, the magic stopped at 13. What a wonderful game. I'm sweating. I'm sweating. Forget the studio heat. It was beautiful. Angie.
I think it was great. I mean, after having a scoreboard of 12-0 to come back so strong. I mean, hats off to Intensity Pune 5. I think both teams, they're a little weak on the CT side, due to which they had the struggle. And the minute that Intensity had to switch roles, that's where the fallback happened for them. But good rotations coming in there, good gameplay, coordinated gameplay by both the teams to be able to hold so strong and not give up hope till the very end. So that would be CSGO for today. Very close game.
Very close indeed. In fact, this is a great lesson for all the teams in the Challenger and Starter. In fact, for some teams in the Masters League also. If you are in dithers like this situation was some time ago, 12-0, do not give up. Because the moment you give up, you've lost the game. This is a prime example of what diligence and resolution can do in-game for you guys. Well, that's what we have for you guys from Counter-Strike Global Offensive in this amazing Masters League match during the ESL India Premiership 2018, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, and Intel, and presented by Nordwind Gaming. We'll take a quick short break. On the other side, we have DOTA 2.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with the machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to beat.
Welcome back, everybody, to the ESL India Premiership 2018's studio segment. And now in the offing, we have a DOTA 2 game. All the players all revved up, ready to go. And by the way, all this would not have been possible without the support of our esteemed sponsors, Omen by HP, HyperX, and Intel, and of course, the people presenting it to you. That's Nordwind Gaming and ESL. That means us. Angie,
yes,
your favorite game there, DOTA 2, is what we have in the offing. We have Buriza Youth versus ATE Gaming. What do you have to say about that?
I think both the teams are brilliant. I mean, if you look at Buriza Youth, it's 7th on the board, while ATE Gaming sitting at the 5th spot. This game is crucial for both the teams if they want to really make it to land finale. Youngblood coming in here, they also want to make it prominent. ATE Gaming having a lot on their shoulders, already being one of those really known names in the community, while Buriza Youth, backed by Buriza themselves, their 2 players play from Kolkata. So let's quickly introduce the teams and we can quickly
Sure. I can see the excitement after that CSGO game. Let's quickly get to know ATE Gaming. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's ATE Gaming. In fact, before we head on into anything else, let's quickly first take a look at Buriza Youth, the opposition.
Head to draft now.
All right, that's Buriza Youth for you guys. Now that we have put faces to these names, Angie.
What do I have to say about these teams?
I'm asking
okay,
you.
so if we are talking about Buriza Youth, most of them actually practice online. For a little while in the between, I thought they were actually all boot camping, but they're not. Buriza is boot camping, not Buriza Youth. And that means that most of the team, I mean, 3 of them are from Mumbai and 2 of them are from Kolkata, while ATE Gaming is completely from Mumbai. And as we talk about that, we can see what their picks and bans are.
Sure, let's quickly get the draft up because the lads have been waiting for quite some time here. Let's see what's happening here. Ooh la la!
I love
3
that
picks already
Doctor.
done. So let me run you guys, the viewers, through the picks and bans quickly. Pangolia, Dark Willow, Nyx Assassin got banned by Buriza Youth, wherein they picked up Tuskar and Witch Doctor. Whereas ATE Gaming is trying to find the second pick. They've already picked Sand King, and they've got the second pick. They've got Leshrak and a Sand King. They've managed to ban Kotal, Pitlord, and Reza. pretty interesting bans and picks coming in, Angie.
Definitely. I mean, the Kotal getting the first of its ban in the ESL India Premiership.
Is this second time Leshrac is getting picked? I think the last time Leshrac got picked was by Signify.
And I think that was just a week ago. Actually, after the 7.14 draft, Leshrac has got
Was that Signify versus ROG Titans?
I think so.
I suspect, because I remember Signify picking it up. Now we're waiting for the next set of bans coming in, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be pretty much a standard DOTA picks, if I am not wrong, because the Tuskar Witch Doctor combo working pretty fine.
True that. And as we talk about that, since the pit lord is banned, they got to be very crucially deciding on their offlane. Now, I do know the teams like to play the Legion Commander quite a bit in their offlane. They also like the Tide Hunter. We did see him even yesterday in one of the matches. But Terrorblade getting a ban there, I think this ban needs to stop. I mean, TB isn't that strong anymore, even if you look at him after the update. But it's more of a respect ban. He takes down towers quickly. Yeah. And you don't really want to play against that.
Things look damn bleaky.
And as I look into this draft, I noticed that OD has not been banned, so both the teams have the opportunity.
Been banned,
yeah, he's become very devastating because he gets so tanky by about 20 minutes into the game. It's really hard to really invest so many resources just to take down one hero. Meanwhile, the others just go around and kind of just destroy everything else. But as we speak about that, the Gyro gets a ban here. That also means that Buriza you're looking to pick their mid hero, but they're going to opt to pick up the Lifestealer. Like the Tusker and the Lifestealer fare really well. Also, the Witch Doctor is there in the early stages of the game to make sure that the Lifestealer gets his needed farm. They also like to play the Rubik. AT Gaming could send this in a 2-1-2 format, sending the Leshrac in the off lane with another tougher support, maybe Legion Commander, and send the Sand King in just the bottom lane, and maybe even pick up something else to help out their carry. They could also send the Leshrac mid. Now, that is something that has worked out before, but it all comes down to how well the players really are equipped with a hero like Leshrac.
Indeed.
And they're going to take some time.
Looking forward to some explosive action here, because give me a good combo with Leshrac, Angie.
It could either be even a PA, a Silencer, because they're going with the AoE, so it also could be a Void. Now, the Void could fit really well.
Void's not been banned.
And it's not been banned, so this gives an opening. Plus, they have the burst outcome from ATE Gaming. While Buriza Youth are looking for a kind of lineup where they kind of just going to go in more like after 12 minutes into, not even 12, after 8 minutes, we're going to see that lot of roaming coming in from the Tusker and the Witch Doctor into the mid lane. That would also mean they could opt to pick up for a Queen of Pain in the mid section and get a lot of early ganks.
Nice.
ATE got to be a little worried here because, I mean, picking up the Silencer is a good option. At the same time, it's also risky because if he doesn't get that level 6 on time and doesn't really get to use his global on time, he kind of is completely useless in fights. And if I'm hoping that it's going to be a support Silencer and Leshrac going to be going in the mid lane. But AT, again, same thing. The concern is always about how well can you play the heroes once you pick them up. And Buriza Youth, they practice so much that they have picked up heroes which are very safe to play, which kind of works for a team which has just started playing the Masters League or is, you know, not very used to playing against experienced teams. And that could favor Buriza Youth quite a bit. As we speak of that and we talk about carries, ATA Gaming looking to pick up their carry. The PA also being one of the heroes that hasn't been given much of importance lately, but could be picked up. The Death Prophet, another hero for Buriza Youth in the mid lane that could work for them. She's not being banned. That means they could pick her up super quick, get that early push line that they need to take this game into a longer run. The Shadow Shaman, not my choice as of now. Could be also picked up for AT Gaming, get a lot more burst involved, but then they would just get too squishy.
I'm literally thinking, what kind of combos if they had to add to an experimental kind of a deck? See, they have the standard meta heroes. They have the Tusk, they have the Witch Doctor, they have the LS, right?
Yeah.
Now would be a good time to experiment and branch out. Like you have half the meta, right? And then you have two heroes which probably would not have been seen. I mean,
the Abaddon. I would say something like the Abaddon to get the tank going for them.
But they ended up picking the Night Stalker.
The Night Stalker. This also means that Buriza Youth is looking for a 25-minute game. They are not looking to take this game long.
They don't want to take forward this game any further than a 20-25 minute.
True.
I agree with you. They want to make it quick.
They want to make it quick and easy. And it's going to be mostly a 2-1-2 lineup coming in there from Buriza Youth. And as we talk about the game ending early... This is going to be trouble for Buriza. Definitely. As we talk about the game ending early, we have the Phantom Lancer getting picked over there by ATE Gaming. Now, Phantom Lancer is terrifying to play against.
What about PA?
PA could have worked for ATE Gaming, but I think they have something planned out in their head by
I believe so, because
heroes.
these seem to be very calculated, well thought of picks.
Also, this also makes me think that Buriza Youth have really studied ATE's gameplay. Banning the Kotal on the first mark shows that they knew the Phantom Lancer could be an option for ATE Gaming. They wouldn't have really opted to go for the Sand King maybe. If Kotal and PL, we have seen this devastating combo a lot of times before and before patches, and if that has really come back into the meta, banning that out is the best choice. But Buriza Youth does not want to see that Queen of Pain, and ATE Gaming does not want to see that Tinker. That also means that in the mid lane we have the Storm still available if they want to go with that. They have the Puck, and they also have the Templar Assassin, which has been completely
I always forget
neglected.
that there's a TA. I don't know why I just get stuck with PA because of her ulti.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like it's beautiful. That passive ultimate is so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so sad because I meant PA, not TA. Production wanted a clarity on whether I meant PA or TA. I meant PA because PA's ultimate is passive.
True.
And I believe that PA is one of the most
she's a very strong
heroes.
hero. Because she has the crit, she has the inbuilt cleave, she also has damage, she has everything. The only thing she really needs in a game is a BKB.
And HP.
Not even HP.
She's
She gets
squishy, come on,
lifesteal.
like
She
if
gets
somebody
lifesteal.
gangs up
She gets
against a
one
PA.
crit, 70% HP back to her. What she misses out is a BKB. And if anybody really just picks up a BKB on her, it's like an inbuilt item. But ATE Gaming completing their draft a little too greedy, in my words, with the Meepo. Mostly going to be a mid-solo Meepo, if you ask me, with a Leshrac and Sand King in the off lane and the Silence and PL in the safe lane. This makes me question, where is this draft going? Because if you want to make them farm...
Is this the first Meepo we see?
I think this is the second time we have seen a Meepo pick. Second time, yeah. But it's a little questionable. I mean, okay, you want to play the Meepo, great if you're a very skilled player. But
Like,
this is not
you
a puck
can
game.
literally farm 3 lanes with Meepo. You have so many little Meepos that you just need to know how to like use all of your little Meepos, all your other clone Meepos.
More than that, it's that where will they farm? Will the Phantom Lancer farm or will the Meepo farm?
Yeah.
If both of them are farming, who is defending your towers?
True.
Is the Leshrac going to frontline for you? Because he cannot. If you talk about the Silencer, he's just going to have to level up. And the Sand King is more of your trump card.
Yeah.
You cannot really use him to be in the front line. While Buriza Youth, on the other hand, their lineup is standard. I agree, not very out of the box. But the gameplay is what matters. And at the end, the throne needs to fall. And I think Buriza Youth has it.
Capabilities. You need to know your heroes, like you said, like you aptly said. You need to know your heroes. You need to be comfortable with the kind of heroes you're playing with to use them to their full effect.
True.
I believe that personally, ATE Gaming has the benefit of numbers. If you look at it, the juxtapose coming in from PL, sorry, and then a Meepo can prove to be overwhelming to the opposition.
Yeah.
I believe so.
It could also be that they really want to just go for a split push kind of thing where they don't really take fights against Buriza Youth. But after seeing the draft, and because I believe 50% of the game is won in a draft, I think Buriza Youth would do pretty fine if they stick to their gameplay and not really concentrate on getting the
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a long game.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find that out soon enough. Let's head off into the game. Vivek Venkatraman is going to be casting this. And of course, my man Floki. So let's head off and see what's in store.
Hello folks and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. My name is Vivek, with me is Floki, and you got ATE Gaming facing off versus Buriza Youth. ATE Gaming, they're sitting at 9 points on the table, and if they do end up winning this game, they're going to catch up with Reckoning and some of the more established teams at the top of the table. They've been experimenting with their picks, and that phase of experimentation is going to continue. They've picked up a Meepo, Floki.
Yeah, but this is such a great draft by AT Gaming. You just look at them and you think of it, oh well, every single hero needs farm to come online. The problem is, if this Night Stalker has a decent start, he's just going to start running all these heroes down on the side of AT one by one. The Leshrac doesn't deal too well with him getting run down early on. The Meepo as well gets stronger towards the mid game where he has a decent lane, has a few levels. And the Shadow Fiend, really good matchup against the Meepo. You have the Requiem to reduce his damage, you have a lot of burst damage against the Meepo. You can also maybe go right click if that's what you want to go, but this game you probably want to go
Do you think he goes magic damage?
Yeah, I think this is the better game to go magic damage, especially when you're up against the PL. You want to have those ways of clearing illusions out. I think Lifestealer is going to deal with him to some extent by going for that Radiance, which we have been seeing more often, and Smoke just casually power striking top to sort of. Yeah, it's not gonna work though because the creep wave is still gonna be okay. So they blocked their own creep wave. ATE. I'm not too sure why you would do that. I think this is a dual lane, sure, but either way, you want the creep wave to be pushed in towards you slightly. But this does allow them to harass Awakening. Awakening didn't go for the first point. I mean, he's very weak at level 1. And against the Sand King and Leshrac, who went stunned level 1, it's going to be hard for him to get last hits for the first few minutes at least.
I like what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, he has a salvo, so he should be fine. That's the important part. And mid lane, Shadow Fiend. Well, the lane has just begun, has picked up 1 soul. So he's opened his bank account. But Nevermore is doing a bit better. He's 4 for 0. But
I think let's call him Meepo because Nevermore was Shadow Fiend's old name in Dota 1.
Oh, okay.
Could get confusing.
Alright, let's just call them by the hero names. So the Meepo does start to do slightly worse in this matchup as the game goes on. Once Shadow Fiend has a few souls, I mean, look at him. He has 6 souls already, and once he has those 12 souls, he's actually going to start out-CSing the Meepo. There's also the fact that Meepo can't always come in and just try to poof the creep wave down because that sets up perfectly for Shadow Fiend's races. So that's something he's going to have to be careful of. So overall, a hard lane for Meepo. Wouldn't be too surprised to see him go jungle once he has a few points in the Divided by Stand. There is a small bug by Divided by Stand at the moment where you must hold your skill point up until level 3 and only then you can level it up. And Nevermore. Looks like he might just end up falling. Yeah. And indeed he does. Well, that's the Shadow Fiend showing his power in this matchup. The Meepo, not too sure what the idea was that you can't get that close to a Shadow Fiend and expect to survive with that much HP.
Yeah. He's also going to be working with a slight disadvantage in terms of levels, and most mid laners are going to use that advantage to keep applying pressure onto the enemy mid laner.
Yep, I do want to point out one thing though, that if ATE win, that's just one stellar team fight, but the Ghosts somehow end up surviving. Oh well, I'm going to hold on to that as mid lane.
Yeah, found themselves a kill. Smoke, I think that was an invis rune that he ended up finding in anytime now.
Yeah, well.
Head back to base, that's a reset for him as far as the souls are concerned. And now with that extra Meepo, he can jungle a bit like you mentioned.
I do want to point out one thing though. ATE's draft, they only need to win one good team fight and then they'll be ahead in this entire game. They have a greedy draft, but if this greedy draft wins one team fight convincingly, it's going to be really, really hard for Buriza to deal with it. Unless the Lifestealer gets decent farm, which at the moment he is not. And I don't think this Lifestealer's lane gets any better. Especially sees he's been sacked by his support essentially. Bond's just roaming around the map trying to secure both the lanes. I think the right idea should be to somewhat sack the Shadow Fiend, just keep a TP in case the enemy supports do start to dive, and try and secure some farm for Awakening.
Yeah.
Nick, honest task, I'm not too sure what he's trying to do. He is in the bottom lane. He's trying to help out his Night Stalker, but not much he can do against the Phantom Lancer. That is a matchup that favors the Phantom Lancer, especially once he has level 6. Misery Signals will have trouble standing in this lane because those illusions do start to add up, and
Nick is going to move mid, where he's got a perfect set of shots to block out the Meepo, but he's barely going to poof back home.
Yeah, he makes it out alive by the skin of his teeth and has a TP to get back to lane, but this does give Shadow Fiend some time.
Smoke and Zeus, I think with that Lightning Storm, yeah, they're going to find the kill. Lifestealer ends up falling. ATE, the second kill in the span of 3 minutes, and it's on to a call. They might look for another. The Split Earth will connect, and Zeus finds himself a double. Put this Leshrac with someone who can offer control, and boy, can he rack up those kills.
Oh yeah, and especially that he had the level 2 Lightning. That's the best part. He also has a setup for a stun. And that is not something we see very often for the Leshrac. If you have such a good setup such as the Powder Strike early on, you can just get kills left, right and center. There is going to be a critical point in the game where Buriza Youth will find the core items around the 15 to 16 minute mark. And if they win those team fights, they can very easily start snowballing from there. And it's going to be hard for ATE to come back from that. But
yep.
ATE, like I said, if they take that just one successful fight and Meepo picks up a big item.
Look at this. Smoke goes in with the Burrow. You got Misery Signals moving in from the off lane. They might find the kill on a Smoke. And yeah, the Shadow Fiend's going to find the Sand King. But look, reinforcements are here. ATE might lose more. The Meepo not getting the kill that he was looking for onto the Tusk. Blocked off by the shards. Bought down by the Rays. It's a double kill for the Shadow Fiend. As 4 heroes move mid from the side of Buriza Youth.
Oh yeah, the Shadow Fiend certainly doing a lot better now. I think he's also played the Smash Up quite well because he did play out the Belt of Strength early on. Really helpful against the Meepo to not die to the poof damage.
Yeah.
Another thing he can do is instead of completing the treads, he can get himself an extra bracer, and that way it becomes really hard for him to kill and allows his supports time to TP in. But looks like he will finish those treads. Good against the Meepo allows you to zone him out with your high Necro Mastery damage in lane. But Shadow Fiend looks like he's just gonna farm up this jungle camp, go back to base, and
he's got the 5-minute shrine if he wants to use it, but yeah, it's gonna be a base trip for him.
Yeah, he's more efficient to just go back to the base because you want to be saving the shrine for Lifestealer probably.
Yeah, what's not looking so good for Buriza Youth is the Lifestealer and his laning phase. He's really struggling, and Smoke is there. Another Power Strike. You got the split out perfectly timed by Zeus. Zeus on a killing spree just within the span of the first 5-6 minutes into the game. Good start here for the Slash Track. I think Misery Signals has got to look to helping out his Lifestealer in that safe lane. Unfortunately, though, he's spending his nighttime to just find EXP under his tower, which is okay. But Buriza Youth, they've got problems as far as the lanes are concerned, which they do need to address.
Oh yeah. The biggest problem is the Lifestealer not finding farm. The Shadow Fiend is fine in his lane. Oh, that's unfortunate. He missed the raises there. Well, Nevermore, he has had a bit of a rough start on his Meepo. I mean, the Meepo has had a rough start. Let's just not call him Nevermore at all. So, but he's going to be able to come back from this. He can just farm up jungle camps really fast. He can essentially double-proof creep waves.
Absolutely.
And just rack up his farm. Once I think he's going to pick up a few items like the Blink and Sight of Ice. Shadow Fiend is going to be in trouble. So it's all going to be about the BKB timing for the Shadow Fiend. But now he is finishing up his drums. And yeah, I mean, drums really good against the Meepo as well early on. Gives you extra HP, extra attack speed.
Up top, they're trying to punish Awakening once more. He's got the Rage, looks to turn. This time they got the cast. Smoke doesn't have the Sandstorm, and the Tusk is here. The Snowball, it's going to help bring down the Tusk, or rather bring down the Sand King, and they might even look towards the Lush Track. Zeus does have a regen in his bottle. He's going to pop it, but Rage Quit Esport, or rather Pawn, with the tag of Rage Quit Esport, will cancel that regen rune.
Yeah, I think the regen rune, I'm not sure if he popped it or if it get like
He popped it.
Okay, he popped it.
I don't know if he, yeah, you're right. I don't know if he popped it or it just timed out. But the regen rune did get triggered either one way, and it did end up getting cancelled. Zeus shouldn't be too bothered. I think Smoke just refilled his bottle, and they could look to go onto the safe lane once more.
Yes, I want to point out the Meepo is actually doing really well in terms of farm. He's sitting second at last hit shots. He's actually ahead of the Phantom Lancer at this point. If you're Buriza
up top, you got the Snowball and the shots. Smoke, he's got the Sandstorm, the Split Earth off the mark. Smoke taking down to the Maldic. He's got the regen coming in from the Sandstorm. Zeus moves into the trees, and now Buriza Youth, well, they've started to run a rather comprehensive trial lane up top here. They feel like the Night Stalker's gotten enough, and now they want to help out their Lifestealer.
I mean, but it's daytime now, so Misery Signals is gonna have to wait for quite a while. It's only level 5, doesn't even have his level 6. I'm not sure what he's
up top though. A rotation coming up from the Shadow Fiend. The Burrow Strike buys time for the Lush Track. Well, Smoke, he's gonna tank up a raise. The Shadow Fiend with the haste rune.
The Shadow Fiend has to be careful. He might end up dying here. He has the haste, so it's gonna be okay. Calculated play there by the Shadow Fiend. Really important that you don't die early on as a Shadow Fiend because you get set behind so far. Especially against a hero like Meepo. You don't want to be falling behind because once that Meepo gets his Blink Dagger, boy oh boy, you don't want to show your face anywhere on the map because he's going to jump you and there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it unless you have the level 2 Requiem and you have a Yule Scepter.
Exactly, that's what he's going to be looking for. The Requiem and the Yules.
Yeah, I do imagine that's going to be the build. He did go for the Treads or Drums, but that might just be a minor adjustment for the Meepo.
I mean, we'll know once he picks up his level 10 talent.
Physical damage, yeah, I mean level 12 talent still doesn't say much. 8% spell amplification, in my opinion, I mean I play a lot of Shadow Fiend, so it's still the better thing to go for.
Don't you pick it up when you go the magic damage build?
Not really, I mean you go for it even if you
pick attack speed?
Nah, I go for spell amplification and even while I'm going the physical damage build.
Right, but I mean,
waves. Okay. You can double raise a creep wave and you always want to have that as a Shadow Fiend. Don't want to stick around getting those hits. Top lane though.
Yeah, they're just forcing out the rage time and time again.
I mean, this pull is so bad, like, it's actually putting Lifestealer in a worse situation.
Oh, yeah. And now the Witch Doctor might be punished for it. His pull, forcing the Radiant Creep wave to push in, results in his death, and AT could keep going for more. The Rage coming off cooldown, Awakening has the Infest as well. And he's going to pop the Rage Smoke a second too late with that Burrow Strike.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mystery Player is doing quite well.
Mid lane, the Meepo, blocked off by the shots, will end up falling. Nick, he's been putting in some real work on the task, and yeah.
I mean, he's not had the best impact in all honesty for a position for task 10 minutes in, but he has got the job done, to say the least. He's gone around the map, killed the Meepo a couple of times, helped out his Lifestealer. Although you probably want to see a bit more bottom lane, I think the Night Stalker might be dead.
He pops his one charges, forces out the darkness. Now, if popping the darkness results in a death, it's not worth it. Kalnak is here on the silencer, just lurking in the trees, but it's up top where the Sand King and the Leshrac find themselves a kill. Mystery Player might end up dying here. The Void will cancel his TP, looks to turn, he brings down the Night Stalker, but anytime now does snag a kill onto that Phantom Lancer. The Phantom Lancer was really going unchecked for a long time.
That. Yeah, Buriza Youth really needed to kill him, and they are doing it. So far, so good. Buriza Youth, they have the tempo control in this lineup. That's really important, especially against a Meepo and a Phantom Lancer. I think ATE's lineup is just so damn snowball heavy. Like, once that snowball starts going, it's going to be really difficult to stop if you're Buriza Youth, especially with the amount of farm you have on your Lifestealer at the moment. Also, the fact that your Night Stalker hasn't done too well in his lane. Like, Power Treads, 11.5 minutes in. Not the best farm for a position.
Exactly. I mean, you play the Night Stalker in the off lane. You want to be doing one of two things. You either want to be farming, or you want to be really effective in your first night time and just finding EXP. He's not done either. Up top though, the Burrow Strike will miss the snowball and the shots on point. Nick with the Walrus Punch. The Leshrac dropping low, pops the Pulse Nova, looks to turn towards the Witch Doctor, but he's A-okay for the time being. And Zeus, he's finally gonna die. That's his mega kill streak taken away and Awakening. Finds himself a fair amount of gold. I like this adjustment from Nick. I mean, so he started out in the offlane with Misery Signals and they weren't really doing all that much. And I think just by being fluid across the map and primarily focusing on the top lane, he's being as effective as he can as a Tusk. He might have even found Smoke really.
Nah, Smoke as well, Strike. He should be fine. Never mind.
Yeah.
I mean, he held onto his Burrow Strike. It's gonna cost him his life.
Oh yeah, he could have committed the Burrow Strike. Wait, what? Okay,
they
the Lifestealer even comes in. I'm not really sure for what. It was the Witch Doctor who got credit for that kill. But yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about this Night Stalker. Second night time, it's kind of harder to be effective across the map. If he isn't finding kills, I want him to be finding farm.
It's sort of hard to do for the Night Stalker, has no natural farming ability, so this game I wouldn't be too surprised if he gets himself... Oh well,
this isn't too bad. Just running down Kalnak, punishing the Silencer, while elsewhere, yeah, they've got the Meepo. Nick, at the right place at the right time, finds a double kill for his Night Stalker. And they might even find the tier 1 tower. Phantom Lancer found a tier 1 tower for himself down bottom.
Yeah, that's really important for the Phantom Lancer. He takes away that early tower, preventing the map control from Buriza Youth. You don't want the Shadow Fiend to just be there in every lane, just able to double raise a creep wave out. Because that puts you in a bit of a bad spot and you can't really push in lanes. Having this one little tower is gonna... I mean, it's gonna be really helpful for AT because they're not gonna find this tower later on in the game.
Yeah.
And as the old ancient Chinese saying goes, get towers while you can.
Yeah. Awakening, he's gonna pop the rage, he's gonna not take all the damage coming out from the epicenter, and this might allow him to turn. The dead ball is there. Both positions end up falling in any time now. He's chasing for more, has that drum charge, but I don't think he has the damage. He's gone for a Shadow Blade.
Yeah, that's not too bad against the Meepo, in fact. The Meepo is just now going to finish his Blink Dagger. So if he finds the Meepo,
I mean, Floki, I think we've both got very varied reasons as to why we approach at the magic damage build for the Shadow Fiend in this game. Or why we both agree upon it. Why did you recommend the magic damage build on the Shadow Fiend?
It's really good against the PL as well as the Meepo.
Right, to output damage.
Yeah, but I think the problem with the build is that it's gonna take some time to come online. I usually like around the 20-minute mark at the Shadow Fiend. You have that blink use, boots of travel if that's what you went for, going for yourself. And ideally, by the 20-minute mark in this game, you probably want a BKB. So the Shadowblade pickup, not too bad, but the Sentry Ward is going to spot out anytime, and he is aware that he has been seen.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. It's the most efficient, reliable way for the Shadow Fiend to output damage in this game.
Also the most reliable way to move around the map and sort of find a Meepo by himself, because he's going to have the Spirit Bomb in the Requiem of Souls.
I also think it's important for him to just survive the Yule Scepter.
Yeah, he can also carry the Lifestealer around with himself in the Shadowblade. That's actually a very deadly combination. Especially against the Leshrac. Oh, the Courier!
Yes, so Smoke dropped his Sentry behind the tier 1, but he couldn't keep the Courier alive. And
that's a clever Sentry by Smoke.
Yeah,
he knows the Shadow Fiend has a Shadowblade, and that Sentry Ward behind makes sure they don't get backstabbed, but they're just going to take this bottom tower. The trade should come in the top lane. The tower is standing at half HP. Mystery player, he's going to find it.
Zeus doesn't have the Diabolic Edict just yet. And actually, Buriza Youth could TP back to defend. They're going to do just that anytime now. Already up there, has the Requiem. Zeus could end up melting. The razors should end up coming through. He's looking for the long range race. Doesn't quite need it. Mystery player dropping really low. Ends up falling. It's a double kill for the Shadow Fiend as Buriza Youth find the tier 1 tower and find 2 cores as well.
That was very well played by the Shadow Fiend. Not a moment's hesitation. That TP's in. Shadowblades while he's TPing, so the TP doesn't get spotted. Then he moves in towards the Leshrac, finds a nearly full damage Requiem off. Yeah, sure, he hesitates a bit, but he gets the job done, and he's keeping the cores on the side of AT in check.
Absolutely. Beautiful stuff coming up from him. They've got their tier 1 tower standing in mid. What I really wanted to point out is, you remember that moment where the Shadow Fiend TP'd mid and Silence had a Sentry next to him?
Oh, yeah.
They got it. Okay, I'm going to get back to that a little later, as they might find Smoke, the shards, Sentry, they should get it.
Oh yeah, the Observer Ward paying its dividends there.
Exactly. So I wanted to talk about that Observer Ward. I think one of the better things you can do versus a Meepo is just keep forcing him to fight before he even gets his first item. Meepo wants his Blink. He's got his Blink, but he ideally maybe wants that one additional item. And if he takes the next couple of fights with his Blink Dagger and doesn't find too much, he's going to find it harder and harder for him to catch up.
Oh yeah, the Lifestealer is starting to get closer to his Radiance as well. So, Buriza Youth, they are going to have the insurance policy towards the late game with the Radiance Lifestealer. I think Mjolnir is also a really good option. Not sure if Lifestealer is worthy enough for lifting Thor's hammer, but if he is, he should get it for himself. Really good against the PL this game. Static Charge as well as the Lightning procs help you clear out illusions very fast. Very reliable way to output damage as well.
What I think AT need to make this small adjustment is that the next time they end up taking a team fight, they need to carry detection and probably just burst down the Shadow Fiend as soon as they see him. The problem is, he's now getting a BKB. This is a very... Okay, hold on. Smoke walks into the enemy jungle.
That's super good for him. He actually dispelled the smoke and now... Well, AT, what's your plan now? Smoke has been dispelled, you've been spotted. Go back to farming.
It was just Leshrac and the Sand King who was smoked up. Not the others. But yeah, they're showing themselves on the map. And it seems as if ATE, it seems as if they want to look for a fight themselves.
Yeah, this Observer Ward plays a tad bit late there. I think if they placed it earlier while they...
Are you talking about the Radiant Observer near the shrine?
Yes, near the Dire Shrine. So if they placed it earlier, they would have been able to catch Smoke before he got his rage. But slight error there.
They placed it as they went walking up into the Lifestealer's high ground.
Yeah, I wasn't looking, so I'm not too sure.
I'm not too sure either.
I hope they did, because otherwise it's going to be a little bad for them. Nick, well, he's going for the mech. I don't think I agree with this. As a Tusk this game, you probably want... Wait
a minute. Shadow Fiend down bottom, ends up falling.
This is the worst feeling in the world, you know, when you just have 5 heroes from the side of AT game just pounding away at you as a Shadow Fiend. You're like, okay, fine, guys, I get it. You hate me. I'm too good. Okay.
So, when they were pushing bottom on the side of AT, I actually wanted to say that maybe the best thing that Buriza Youth could do is just wait for the BKB on the Shadow Fiend, but they're fighting anyway. They found Zeus. The open wounds are there. The shards will block him off. Nick doesn't have the wall response, but he's got the urn and he's going to toss it out on the left rack. Elsewhere, the Witch Doctor ends up falling, and all this while Zeus is just simply making space for Mystery Player as well as the Meepo to just run down the Night Stalker and find themselves a double kill on the Phantom Lancer. Awakening pops the rage, but they'll turn. They'll turn towards Nick on the task, who's buying time with the snowball. But he's only moving into ATE and the rest of their lineup. The Diffuser Blade is there. Nick will not even reach his shrine. As it's a triple kill for Mystery Player.
There's just like weird movement coming out with Nick. I'm not sure if he's supposed to be here. Yeah, that's not where you want to be if you're the... I'm not sure if you can see me drawing on the minimap.
I can actually.
Oh, you can. That's amazing. So Nick, he came in like this over here. And then he decided to snowball into the PL while the Lifestealer was already going this way. So he actually just snowballed into the PL and just ensured his death.
Yeah,
and this is what I talked about.
I think Nick didn't get the memo. The memo that the Lifestealer wasn't looking to fight. Anyhow, I think Buriza Youth, once they pick up the BKB on the Shadow Fiend, they should probably go looking for a pick-off.
Oh, yeah. AT, they're now in the driving seat of this game. The Meepo is getting closer and closer to his side of ice, but like I said, well, the Shadow Fiend has hit his timing. He's gotten his BKB 20 minutes into the game, and I think Buriza Youth should pop a smoke and just go around trying to find a pick-off.
Yeah.
Hopefully, oh, Mystery Player might actually end up falling here. Has to be careful. Where's the catch though? The catch? Yeah, the catch is another thing I want to talk about from the side of Buriza Youth. If you look at them, they don't have the best disables in the world. They have a cask and they have snowball and shots to work with. Otherwise, you're relying on the Night Stalker to run down enemy heroes. Not the position you want to be in when you're against a Meepo and Phantom Lancer, to be honest, because those heroes are sort of immune to being run down by Night Stalker simply because there's so many of them. Meepo has multiple units. Phantom Lancer can just doppelganger off, can also do the Manta style if he so desires, which is his next item, by the way. So, not gonna have any trouble against the silence from the Night Stalker. Anytime now, the right item for him next should probably be something like a butterfly, because he needs to convert his gold into damage right now. That's the biggest thing he needs to do. When you're up against the Meepo...
Up top, they've got the Lifestealer perfectly done by Smoke, using his Blink Dagger to set up on Awakening. He could have infested into the Radiant Siege Creep, but he didn't. Anytime now.
Oh,
Still
no sentry drop.
Fight, but there's a sentry. They've got the Yule Scepter, the Bounce Strike off the mark. The Split Out will miss. Shadow Fiend pops his BKB, looks to turn the dead board. Will take care of Kalnak as Kalnak on the Silencer falls. Zeus will fall as well, but Nick is here. Cancelling TPs, holding the Meepo in place, and nevermore. He can toss out all the Earthbinds he wants, but the Shadow Fiend will bring him down.
Oh, that was such a crucial kill by Nick. Very good teleport cancel there. Well played by him. Holding on to the Walrus punch up until the TP was used. And I think he got at the end moment, in fact.
Yeah.
It was very, very close that they find a co-kill because the Shadow Fiend popped his BKB. And when you pop a BKB, you want to get those co-kills. You don't want to be going home with just 2 supports. That is a win in the book of ATE.
Yeah, good stuff. Coming up from both sides. I think one of the things that I was a bit puzzled about when I saw in the draft was the Silencer pickup.
Oh yeah, same here. I'm not sure how the Silencer fits into this draft.
I mean, he's a 5 position that can scale. That's good. The Global Silence can help Smoke get off epicenters a little bit more easily. But I mean, yeah, even that, I wasn't sold. They picked him up in the first phase.
Yeah, that was the most surprising part to me as well. If you want to pick a support that scales into the late game, a position 5 support, heroes like the Crystal Maiden, the Lion, it's just so much better because you are going to scale into the late game. You have those GPM talents and ways of farming up. And the best part about heroes like CM and Lion is that they're very, very strong by themselves. They don't need much items. Silencer, on the other hand, sure, he has global silence that lasts for 4.5 seconds, but it's not the best against the lineup of Buriza Youth because they don't really care. They're not doing damage with their spells, they're doing damage with their right clicks.
Yeah, Smoke. Gonna catch out the Night Stalker, the Earthbinds are there. He's got the hurt, and he's not too bothered.
Yeah, and this like, AT are not gonna be able to... Okay, wait, they will be able to press the high ground.
I think AT aren't finding a trade, but there's the epicenter. Shadow Fiend read that, pops his BKB, the Global Silence is there. They might find Awakening on the Lifestealer. They need to bring him down before he gets the rage off. But there's the rage. He looks to turn. Shadow Fiend dropping low. Meepo, man fighting the Shadow Fiend, will not end up coming on top. Shadow Fiend looks towards Kalnak, gets him with the Requiem upon death, but it's Buriza Youth. They've bled one too many cores, and they'll bleed more. As the Witch Doctor falls, Awakening will fall as well. He will buy that Radiance before his death. but it is a death, and it is ATE holding on to the tier 2 tower and staying relevant in this mid game.
Yeah, I have to commend ATE. They are doing a really good job of bringing down the sentry wards every single time the Shadow Fiend pops his Shadow Blade.
Oh yeah.
And also apart from that, the Lifestealer didn't have his Radiance, so that was a bit of an optimistic play there by Buriza Youth to trying to take this tower here in the top lane. But they have the Radiance now, so the Lifestealer is going to be farming a lot better. 24 minutes in, not the best timing for a Lifestealer, but when you consider the fact that the Disco Pony was just upon him, well, I think you can still be pretty happy if you're Buriza Youth. You now have your Radiance, you just want to get to the late game, and you don't want to give up too many kills while doing that. That's what the plan of Buriza Youth should be. Wait it out until the 30-35 minute mark. That's when you're going to have an extra item or two on the Lifestealer as well as the Shadow Fiend. That's when you're the most strongest in your draft.
Yeah.
Lifestealer with Rage, he can run down Leshrac, he can run down Meepo, he can run down like every single hero except Phantom Lancer. I think the Phantom Lancer is the only hero on the side of ATE Gaming that is, to some extent, not afraid of the Lifestealer. But even he can get caught up because of the Snowball and the Requiem and whatnot. Bottom lane though. Smoke.
Oh yeah. Smoke, he's got the Sandstorm. Power Strike as well. Forces out a BKB, has the blink, and he's gonna blink further south. But, well, Leshrac, he's not gonna make it. The cask in the nick of time.
Oh yeah.
I think AT
just the human observer ward there.
AT can be a little bit more patient. They should. There's no hurry for them to force a tier 2 tower. They've nearly got the sheep stick on the Meepo.
And they've also moved into Roshan. I think once they have this Aegis, life is going to get a lot easier.
But I think this Dire Observer Ward is cutting them out, and we're going to have a big
they need
messy
to go
fight.
In now.
Yeah, around the Rush Pit. Misery Signals.
Nevermore.
He's going to fly in. The Global Silence is there. They've controlled the Night Stalker. They'll try and bring him down. The Epicenter somewhat unnecessary, but it'll do its work. Shadow Fiend in the Shadow Blade holding on. Witch Doctor saved by the Snowball. Further west, we've got the Requiem. Smoke dropping low, does have a Butter Strike, won't get it off. The Witch Doctor tries his best, channels the dead bot, and he's done a fair amount of work with the Maledict. The Shadow Fiend finds himself a double kill as the Phantom Lancer ends up falling as well. And now, Buriza Youth, they're the ones that can sneak into the pit.
And this is like, I mean, this is what I pointed out earlier. Buriza Youth, they are going to reach critical mass somewhere around the 23-24 minute mark. That's the fight you don't want to lose. AT Gaming, they try to go for a rush. It was a good attempt, but looks like the Observer Board, they're really paying its dividends. And
I mean, both sides had an Observer Board. I mean, that's not a good play by either side, really. I mean, you want to go towards Roshan, you either smoke and go or T-Ward and go.
Yeah, but, well, Buriza Youth, they come out on top, so I guess you can say despite it being...
I think Buriza Youth were also taking that fight without Leshrac being there. I don't think Zeus had joined his side for that fight.
Oh yeah, his TP is off cooldown, so I do think that Zeus was
yeah,
not there
so
for
he
the
ended
fight.
up dying at the Dire Shrine down
Oh yeah, I don't think he had respawned by then.
Yeah, exactly. So it was ATE going towards Roshan without the Leshrac, without popping a smoke, without getting the D wards off. So I mean, it's a little undisciplined of them to do that, really.
Yeah, I think what AT should try and realize is that they need to communicate a lot better when they go for these massive objectives like Tier 2 towers and Roshan. Even losing a single hero can mean a big disadvantage for ATE, especially when your lineup is so heavy on winning that one crucial team fight and snowballing the hell out of control. But for now, you can see Buriza Youth, they are in the driver's seat. They have the Aegis on the Lifestealer. The Lifestealer is also getting himself a Manta style. And he's not going to be too troubled by the Silencer's global silence.
Yeah, look at this, Misery Signal just running forward. The Earthbind will not connect. But ATE, well, they're going to group up near the Tier 2 tower. Admit, but they will lose the Tier 2 tower down bottom.
Oh yeah. Well, they need to go back top though. The top lane is pushing in. It's not a siege creep wave, but still you don't want that Tier 2 tower to take some damage.
Well, it seems that they want to go mid. Misery Signals wants to go running in. The Yule Scepters at the shots, posing out the Bow Strike. Leshrac goes forward, has an Aeon. There's the Deadbot still doing a fair amount of work with that. Maldi team might just take down. The Global Silence coming through, but Shadowfiend pops his BKB and the Requiem. They'll bring down the Meepo in a matter of seconds. And Zeus, he might have had that Aeon disc, but the Maldic just does too much work. A nice Bow Strike coming up from Smoke, but there's no one to do any follow-up damage as Smoke ends up falling. Mystery player on the side did find the task, but he's all by himself. He'll find another. He's found both the supports, but at what cost, Floki? At what cost?
I mean, the cast is bouncing there so luckily for any time now. He cleared those illusions, but he still got the last bounce off on the Phantom Lancer. Didn't get time to pop his Mantis Style and actually died. If he got time to pop his Mantis Style, he could have potentially doppelgangered and used the illusion Jibay to get out of there. The illusion that takes full 100% damage but doesn't deal anyone that much.
Yep.
And Shadowfiend, he's actually hit level 24 now. He's gonna hit level 25 soon, and that's a big power spike for him. Yep. He's gonna be outputting so much more damage, and Meepo has.
What do you want to see him build into, Floki?
Butterfly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Butterfly by all means. Really good against the physical damage that AT
Do you want to see a Skadi?
Skadi is not. It's a bit of a hard call to make, to be honest. Butterfly is better because there's a lot of physical damage in the Meepo and the Phantom Lancer, and the Io Skadi is not going to help you if you're going to get gone upon. The Butterfly, on the other hand, will. The evasion, the extra armor, also the fact that you have Flutter helps you kite them to some extent. Io Skadi is a good late game option though for any time now.
I mean, both are HP / effective HP.
You generally want to get Io Skadi on Shadowfiend when there is potential to kite enemy heroes. When there are heroes like Swen, when there are heroes like, say, the Lone Druid Spirit Bear, that's when the Skadi really shines because you're able to sort of kite those bears and kite those
What do you want to see him build next? Do you think a Mjolnir?
For Lifestealer? Or
no.
for Shadowfiend?
I don't know, nobody builds a Mjolnir on the Shadowfiend, but do you think this is the game? Would you build it? I'm not going to...
absolutely no way.
What would you go next if this game goes on for that long? Hold on though. They're actually going to try and punish the Phantom Lancer, mystery player. Not such a mystery which one is the real Phantom Lancer. Even with the Doppelganger and the Manta style, they've forced out the Global Silence and the Night Stalker. It is nighttime. He can run down if needed, and it's not even needed. The Shadowfiend wicked sick. The good news is that Zeus is pushed out bottom.
Yeah, so the next item, like you talked to me about earlier, would probably be either of these two choices, a Satanic or a Daedalus.
I like
I don't want to get more damage. Yeah, Daedalus is like so good this game. You just catch out the Meepo, and you just get like 5-6 hits off, and that Meepo is then gonna end up falling.
Floki, we are on the verge of a base race, and I think this is a base race that's going to favor ATE. Zeus has got his boots of travel. The Meepo is pushing out top.
The Shadowfiend doesn't have a TP back. It's only the Lifestealer for now, but the Lifestealer
Are they going for the tier 4s? Well, they've got the Cask and the Maldic. Smoke will end up falling. He's got buyback. And he buys back instantly. Khalayak saved by his Glimmer Cape. There's the Hex coming up from the Meepo. 2-man Bow Strike. Smoke looking for the epicenter. The epicenter coming through. It is doing a fair amount of damage. So Witch Doctor ends up falling. The toss dropping low as well. Both supports end up falling. It's a Khichdi in the Radiant base as the Silence ends up falling. It's a triple kill, an ultra kill for the Shadowfiend. But he goes down as well. It was one messy team fight. And Super from production, if you are there, I'm praying you bring down the fight recap.
Man, that was
I'm going to bring down the fight recap. Production needs to bring it down as well. There were 3 buybacks coming up from ATE. The Leshrac, the Sand King, and the Meepo. No diebacks though. And they did get the bottom lane of barracks. ATE got the bottom lane of barracks. Still got the range barracks standing for the side of ATE. Unfortunately, the Buriza youth lost their tier 2 tower up top, and that's somewhat significant. And now ATE, they're marching through mid, looking to force out buybacks themselves.
Yeah, they have to do this. ATE, if they can't force out buybacks, and all those buybacks from them is going to be useful. Shadowfiend has to buy back too.
No glyph on the side of Buriza youth with Edict and the Meepo. I mean, ATE could just close out the game. The snowball is there from Nick. The shots perfect. He's taken someone with him. It is the Lifestealer who's been hexed up but not being focused. Zeus runs in with the Pulse Nova, ends up dying. That's 80 seconds without the Leshrac. They'll find themselves the Sand King as well. For all intents and purposes, those were diebacks, and all of that for just a tier 3 tower.
And those are 4 buybacks from the side of AT last fight. I just want to point that out. So every single death on them is going to be so significant. You can see Buriza Youth, they're once again in the driver's seat. All they need to do is go bottom, take the range racks, and then wait for Roshan. They don't even have to take the range racks, in fact. You just take these out of shrines.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to do the tier 2 tower up top and
Fake
just
back?
try and end the game.
Ah, okay, never mind.
Fake?
I thought, yeah, fake back. I thought that's what they were going to do. Take the tier 2 tower.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I want to see them take the tier 2 tower and the shrine.
Yep.
And then decide what they want to do next.
I think waiting for Roshan is the most sane choice you can go for if you're Buriza
It's the safest choice.
But, well, Indians are not exactly known for being safe.
Nah.
Oh, wait, Shadowfiend, I think he made a slight mistake there. He went for the 40% cooldown reduction talent. Huh, that...
Get physical damage with your items and output magical damage with your talents. Maybe that's the line of thought. But they've got themselves the melee barracks. And look at this. Anytime now, he's just going to focus the range barracks. AD, they're up against mega creeps.
No, not yet. The range barracks
I mean, the range barracks are there, but it's a joke. Like, I don't know. They're up against 2 lanes of super creeps. They're gonna find themselves the Night Stalker.
The Night Stalker did buy back. This is huge.
Is it though?
Yeah, I mean they can push in mid, to be honest. Like they can just battle down mid right now, and Buriza Youth, they don't have too many good answers. Someone needs to go bottom and hit that range racks once.
They could, but look at this. By the time they come pushing through a lane, Buriza are going to be pushing out the other 2 lanes ideally.
Oh yep. Lifestealer, he's going for the Heart of Tarask next. Not exactly bad this game when you're against the Meepo. But I don't think I agree with
he's
this.
found Kalnak. Has Nick got detection? Yes, he does. Please. Okay. He's seen the entirety of AD in the mid lane, and here comes the Shadowfiend with the BKB, brings down the SF. You got the Requiem coming through. That's going to trigger the A on this. The snowball. Going further south, but they look towards Zeus on the left track. They've got the shots perfectly done by Nick. The Yule Scepter delaying the inevitable, but Zeus should end up falling. The epicenter cute to look at, and much more than cute, will actually help them secure the kill on the Shadowfiend. That's 107 seconds without the Shadowfiend and Awakening. He's man fighting 4 Meepos, 1 Sand King, and heck, even a Silence. And this is a man fight that no one can end up winning. A Smoke finds the Witch Doctor with the burst. Like, that's 93 seconds without the Shadowfiend. That was really unnecessary coming up from Buriza Youth. And AD, they've got to make the most of this.
I mean, if you commit to a fight like that, I don't think you should be backing off if you're Nick. You just instantly pick the silencer and start moving forward. The Shadowfiend there, he managed to get caught out by Smoke because he popped his BKB and Smoke was saving up his epicenter. And as a result, he ended up falling there. Shadowfiend down for 67 seconds. This is the best window AT is going to have this whole game.
Nick was in punches and illusion. You got the poofs coming through. Nevermore. I mean, okay. He's got items. He's got the sheep stick.
The
but
top
ATE,
lane is pushing in for ATE. They need to get back and defend this.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to. I mean, this is the best chance they have of winning this game right here.
So they could take down one of the shrines and go Roshan, but instead they're just dancing on Buriza Youth's high ground, or rather low ground, outside their base. And well, I don't know what they get done with this. They're waiting. They're trying to find an opening.
I mean, things are coming out from ATE.
Now with the Edict, it's going to be easier. Buriza Youth, though, they've got the glyph. They're going to throw it out.
Oh no, Nick!
Got the snowball coming through. Nick goes in like a man, but Smoke is there with the power strike. Earthbind catches 1. The Split Earth catches 2. They've got the Nova. They should find the Tusk. The Tusk ends up falling. Doesn't have a buyback in ATE. Find themselves another lane of barracks. They're going to get away scot-free.
I mean, the base is starting to fall. The tier 4 towers.
Buriza Youth, all they've got to do is cancel DPs. The Crippling Fear will cancel the poof. They've got 1 Meepo. Kalnayak ends up falling somewhere. Mystery Signals in the mid lane. He's running down the Meepo. Nice 3-man power strike coming up from Smoke. The Earthbinds are there as well. And it seems as if AD might manage to retreat.
Oh boy. The Ancient is just falling though on the side of ATE.
Yeah, the tier 4 is under siege. Zeus gonna be able to deal with these creeps for now.
I mean, somebody just go. Wait. Buriza Youth, their base is pushing in as well. They need to go back and defend this. Man, this game.
I think they're gonna get Aegis and Cheese in. I think.
Yeah, they are gonna get Aegis and Cheese. Yeah, once they have Aegis on Shadowfiend, they really shouldn't be doing anything too crazy like diving the fountain. But this is the time for ATE to do something crazy. Smoke. Are you gonna go for this? You have a TP, you have a shrine, but well, Buriza Youth, they've already finished this up. She's now completed for Awakening.
Now all Buriza Youth have got to do is push side lanes, ensure that they don't get backdoored, carry detection, and go right click on buildings.
Oh yeah. Wait, did you say don't carry detection?
I said carry detection.
Okay, you said carry detection.
Who says don't carry detection?
I
don't know.
I do. I mean, I'm too confident and I'm a cocky guy, so.
Absolutely. Sometimes when you play the Templar Assassin, you're feeling those side blades and you don't need detection.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of us need detection.
Yeah, I just want to point out there is a straight gem lying in the base of ATE Gaming. You might want to pick that up on the courier and set it back to
I found it.
your
I found it. Yeah, I see you're drawing around it. Yeah, there's a gem. I think they could pick it up. Even with all this detection, sometimes the Shadow Fiend has punished them for not holding on to enough detection.
Well, Meepo has at his level 25, has that extra 600 health, but in the armor department, not doing too well. And E-Blade wouldn't be too bad, but he doesn't have buyback at the moment. He's gonna have it in the next 40 seconds, and Buriza Youth, they should be able to take the range racks. This is something that I would like to see teams do a lot more often, and it's that when you have map control, make the safer place, and please, for the love of God, take the outer shrines. Top lane though. AT, they might just equalize these mega
pop his BKB, but they've got super creeps and they might look to punish the Meepo up top. The shards, the snowball, the Walrus punch, it's all
ESL doesn't have a TP.
There isn't any follow-up. The Hex is there, the Barge Strike not really connecting, is awakening. Pops the rage. He is confused as to what to do with it and he sees one Meepo. One Meepo affected by the open wounds and the crippling fear. Blocked off by the shards, will end up falling.
Oh yeah,
and anytime now coming in from the south, bumps in his smoke, but smoke should be okay. Is it these signals, or rather mystery player? He's trying to run down the Tusk, the Phantom Lancer, all out by himself. They should look to punish this. They've gone onto an illusion. They've finally found the real PL. Have they though?
Yeah, they have, and they are going to be able to bring him down.
They've got the Requiem. They're going to try and bring him down. I mean, I don't know what that Global Silence accomplishes, but okay.
Well, you do have buybacks available on the Meepo. Problem is Meepo doesn't have
you have buyback on the Phantom Lancer, not on the Meepo.
I mean, it's off cooldown. That's what I meant to say. I think I could phrase that a bit better there. Well, Leshrac is pushing in the mid lane, but has to be careful. The Shadow Fiend.
Can't
Slap the Disco Pony on the butt.
Yeah, that's Aeon Disc getting... Wait, what? His Aeon Disc is on cooldown. And the Night Stalker's looping in. They could bring down the Leshrac. Zeus wants to go in with the Yule Scepter. There's his Aeon Disc getting triggered. That's going to block some damage. The Witch Doctor ends up falling to both the Sand King as well as the Silencer. But Awakening, along with any time now, they found themselves the Leshrac. Zeus looking for the splitter. TP, cancel that TP. What? No, they had nothing to cancel that TP.
I mean, yeah, but oh
you
god,
know what
anytime now.
Was doing? He just went back to farming the hard camp on the Night Stalker.
That's exactly what you have to be doing at this point in the game. Farm those strong camps, get those items, buddy.
Yep.
But Shadow Fiend, he didn't have any mana for the razor, so I can't tell him anything, man.
No, Shadow Fiend had nothing. I mean, the Lifestealer had nothing that could stop a TP. It was the Night Stalker, and I think it feels like an irrelevant kill, but no, I think getting the Leshrac was actually quite an important kill, and they could have found it.
Oh yeah, Zeus. Well, he's just a Disco Pony, he's not a god. Even though his name suggests otherwise.
Very generous with that BKB on the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, I mean, 40-second cooldown reduction, so you can afford to be as generous as you want.
Absolutely.
Well, ATE Gaming don't have the best way of defending against these mega creeps. Sure, you have Meepo, sure, you have Lesh, but at some point, you're gonna have to venture out of your base, and at that point, you really wish that you had an actual Zeus and not just an imposter Zeus with a name holding your base in position.
Yeah, actual Zeus would be good as far as vision is concerned. And I think I love Zeus's level 25 talent. I've been playing a lot of Zeus of late, and just hitting level 25 feels so rewarding.
Yeah, that arc lightning damage.
Arc lightning damage, I think plus 170.
Oh yeah, I mean you don't even want to cast Thunderbolt by then. Yeah, arc lightning just deals so much damage.
Arc lightning with its reduced cooldown and the static field, the passive which does percentage-based damage, it's glorious.
It's really good. I actually won a game against Mega Creeps the other day as a bounty hunter. And it was a Zeus holding the base all by himself.
Yeah, he can do that. He can do that.
Oh yeah.
He's nearly an alchemist with the cleave talent and a radiance. He's even better.
Oh yeah, he's a god.
He is a god.
I'm not sure where he fits into this whole Dota mythology thing though, because I mean, you make references to Christian mythology, you make reference to Greek mythology, and well, that's not important for now. What's important is that Smoke might just end up dying.
He's got a gem, but he's gonna survive. He's back there.
TP.
He is buying time, but at mid, Zeus needs to buy time as well. He's got the A on this, but they'll try and punish him. The A on this trigger, the cast bounces around, but here comes the Meepo. The split out is nice. It does end up catching one. It is the Night Stalker who's going to end up falling. Buriza Youth, there was absolutely no need to get picked off like that, and they're going to buy back on their Night Stalker. I think I know what the plan is. Rage, BKB, hit that goddamn Ancient.
The Ancient, it has increased base regeneration though. Now it has +8 HP regen. Last patch it used to be +5. They removed it from the towers and gave it to the Ancient. So.
Okay,
well,
do you see where my camera is? It's exactly where your camera is.
Oh
Look
yeah.
at the mini map. There's a double damage rune.
Yeah, I am looking right at it. Lifestealer, he should pick this up. Awakening, he's finally going to get himself an armor item. 44 minutes into the game in the Assault Cuirass. I think it should have come out a lot earlier. He could have gone for the AC, then followed it up with something like an Abyssal Blade to lock down the Meepo. I think both of those items would have been much better than just getting himself a heart. Heart, sure, it helps you survive. But you want to have lockdown against the Meepo. You want to be able to catch him and make sure he doesn't just poop away from your face after murdering half your team. Yeah, Abyssal wouldn't be too bad after the AC, but he went for the Heart as a diversion. Heart is really good in situations where enemy teams just don't have decent ways of initiating on you. But you look at ATE Gaming, and they have a Sand King with Battle Strike, and they have a Meepo with Hex. So they will almost always find that initiation.
Heart is good when you get the opportunity to go in and out of fights.
Oh yeah.
And I think ATE, they can punish the Lifestealer. They can ensure that if they lock him down once and he tries to escape, they can lock him down once more, and thus ensuring that the Heart regen doesn't kick in.
Oh, yep.
The Shadow yeah, honestly, I feel like the Heart is a wasted item here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no
smoke. Goofed up on the 4-star. They see him. He's got the Yule Scepter. This might cost ATE a fair bit.
And that's a gem.
Yeah, there is a gem. Have they picked it up? No.
No, wait. I mean, Misery Sickness doesn't care about the gem. He cares more about having a dust in his inventory. I don't think he's... What the hell is going on? Wait, he saw the gem. Why is he... What? Okay, I guess you want to use the dust then.
The first thing they need to do is force out the cliff and force out buybacks. And instead, they're just gonna kill Zeus, Leshrac instead. The Epicenter comes through with both Awakening as well as the Shadow Fiend have got spell immunity. They're gonna end up surviving. The split out coming through doesn't really connect. Awakening still lurking around, turns his targets, looks towards Kalnak, but Kalnak with that 4-star still alive, still healthy. It is a buyback on the Zeus, Leshrac as well as the Sand King got the Requiem. Will force the Leshrac to end up falling once more. The Death Ward results in the Meepo falling as well. Buriza Youth, they're pushing ADE back. You got the open woods on the Kalnak. They're looking towards the Silencer, and with that GG, ADE will tap out. A 46-minute game. Two sides of
Oh no, wait. Night Stalker? I see what he's doing there.
Wait, what? What's that?
He dropped his items, I mean...
Okay.
Well, okay.
Anyway, two sides of super creeps. One side with absolute mega creeps to work with. A 2000 net worth lead was all that Buriza Youth were working with until they picked up that double damage rune, Floki. This game was a lot closer than it looked. It could have been a base race, but either way, one of the better games of Dota that we casted so far in the ESL India Premiership. That's it, folks, as far as today's Dota 2 broadcast is concerned. My name is Vivek. You can find me at facebook.com/VWEWAKE casting. With me was Floki, who can be found at facebook.com/FlokiDota. We'd love to hear your feedback or your criticism if you have any. For now, I'm going to throw it over to the panel. Angela and Vagish, it's all yours.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was what an amazing Dota game looks like, doesn't it, Angela?
Yeah, it was pretty good to watch. I mean, pretty intense, but a lot of messed up gameplay coming in there from both the teams. I mean, the early stages of the game, they both seem to be very solid in their performance. But I mean, I expected Buriza to take this game in the first 30 minutes. But the struggle for them was a Lifestealer. He wasn't really getting much in the top lane. And props to Zeus and Smoke, who were playing against him, who kind of made sure that he didn't get that Radiance up and running for quite a while. The other thing that Buriza kind of I don't expect much was they're very dependent on their mid player. I mean, the mid player was on top of the charts for most of the game. I mean, he was the only one kind of holding everything together for the team. And I think Buriza, even though they've taken this game, they got to like go back and figure out that, you know, all the teams are watching the game. They know who's the strongest from each team. And if somebody learns to shut down their mid, I think Buriza would start struggling very soon in the Masters League. And they're not really low or high, they're just good. Congratulations to the team. Yeah. And talking about ATE Gaming, good performance. The only thing is that again their draft wasn't that solidified. Picking up the silencer, I am still, even though I watched the whole game, there wasn't really any reason to really have a silencer. He was not really the, they could have picked up a lion, or like even our casters said, some other pickup would have maybe helped them get a better outcome in the game. The Phantom Lance and Meepo both being on your team means they both need the farm, they both need the space, and they were not able to calibrate all that stuff into one matchmake, and that's why they were kind of stuck. And I think that's what led to them having a little bit of hard time. Though props to Smoke and Zeus, they played fantastically well on the supports. I mean, they dropped in the sentry wards at the right time. That was one of the top reasons why AT even survived for such a long time in the game. And yeah, push comes to shove, you can always have a split push coming in, but that shouldn't be your game plan. That should be your end game plan. And I think both the teams can go back home and figure out where their mistakes were and come back stronger tomorrow.
All right, well, that sums up today's edition of the ESL India Premiership 2018. Well, we'll be back again tomorrow with more Clash Royale, CSGO and Dota 2. But for today, this is all we have. I'm your host, Vagish Godslebhan.
And I'm Zara Angela Gonzalez.
And remember to press that subscribe button, press that bell icon button so that you get notified when we come up with all the latest games for you guys. Remember, this is the ESL India Premiership brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel and presented by Norton Gaming and ESL India. Cheers.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with the machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components for dynamic overclocking. Ramp up boot times, game loading, and overall system responsiveness with optional RAID 0 SSD configurability. An RGB LED backlit mechanical keyboard lets you program each individually lit key to create customized key maps that switch seamlessly between games. With 2.5mm travel and in-key rollover, you can take out your competition with more accuracy and precision. Designed for extreme immersion, DTS Headphone X technology comes built in for surround sound experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. With the addition of a VR headset, gamers can step inside a completely immersive world for an elevated gaming experience. Single panel access to key components makes serviceability and upgrading easy, so you won't be sidelined or held back on your road to supremacy. It has a brushed aluminum finish on an armor-like chassis. A jet fighter-like construction with hidden lift hinges ensures you're always at the ready. And with striking lighting effects and see-through window to components, others will know too. Unleash your fiercest gameplay anywhere with the extreme performance of the new Omen X laptop.